Hello everybody and welcome to the PodCats. I'm just going to briefly read you a message I've been sent from Matt on Tuesday. It's currently Friday. 1:30 PM on Friday for PodCats, actually midday. That's the message that I've received from Matt about the PodCats. It's currently 4 minutes past midday, neither John nor Matt are here. I thought I'd just kick it off. I thought I'd just get going. Let's see if they actually ever turn up for this episode of the PodCats. You may think that with the whole, John's Cambridgey, Latin-loving, other things that he talks about, boat races, I stopped listening. All that shit that John's sort of into, watching Only Connect and all that stuff that he does. He's about as on time as a fart in a funeral. He just absolutely useless at turning up on time. I'm here, I've been sitting here since 12, on time, ready to go, all set up, got a drink, got everything, double-checked all my mics, double-checked everything's working, everything's fine. Not even online right now. None of these fuckers are online. I'm just going to sit here and wait. I don't even think Matt's going to turn up today. He hasn't even, yesterday I sent him a message at night and I went, might not be able to do the podcast, my voice is gone, I'll tell you in the morning. In the morning, sent another message, I'm actually fine, let's bash this out. I did a lot of recording this week. And now, nothing. Now, we're just not showing up. Just going to wait here. I'm going to get them to record their audio. We've started. I feel like we've started already. It'll be nice to get going. Nice to get this moving a little bit earlier than normal. Because, we're on the clock a little bit today. Some of us have got stuff to do. It's nice to have my time. I don't think I've ever met a YouTuber that can actually turn up on time for anything. It's a weird quirk of the YouTuber. They just don't. You talk to anybody outside of YouTube, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're going to do a meeting at midday," and then they turn up at midday, and you're like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting this." It's just basic politeness, isn't it? Here's an update. John has appeared online. Oh, he set himself to busy. There we go. That's your update. John has appeared online and has immediately set himself to busy. There we go. John's currently too fucking busy to come on this podcast, which he co-hosts. I'm going to shag it all the Hitman talking out of the way so they can't be here for it. Hitman's terrible. Ugh, Hitman. Ugh. Awful. Matt's not even read the message from last night. I just checked. Matt's probably dead. R.I.P. Matt. Sorry about that. John's probably just, doing John thing, learning some sort of, I don't know, Latin, Dutch, whatever it is. What is those old languages that nobody speaks? It's Latin and Dutch, isn't it? They're the two that nobody speaks anymore. Latin, Dutch, posh. That's dying, mercifully. Just a ruling class big posh right now. I could say it. It's weird having a podcast like this because I'm here to feed off of people and do the creative energy and whee. But when there's nobody here to bounce off of, what? I got nothing to do. I just felt like sharing this. This is like behind the scenes, isn't it? This is your early peak. This is what happens. 7 minutes past 12. Now none of the fuckers have turned up. I'm in the right place. I'm in the right thing. I'm in the right voice channel. I've checked. Now they're not even turned up. John's now online, but he's probably lost in the world of technology. It's all very, John grew up. The only technology was a chisel and a stone tablet. That's how he did all his fucking dissertation. Was ding, 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 ding. I've written the word Latin. Actually, I will, honestly though, John, that's when he started school. When he finished school, it was those really big, elegant letters that started off like, the ones that take up like 2 paragraphs. And he was there scrawling that shit out and then a big fucking S! And then just like the rest of the text and stuff in fonts and stuff. Hi, Rebecca, guest star on the PodCats right now. What's a nice Kenny Omega t-shirt you're wearing?
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, it's good. We watched the wrestling the other day. It was good, wasn't it?
It was excellent.
Very good. I'll talk about this. I don't give a shit about wrestling. Full Gear, very good wrestling show.
Dynamite was great after.
Dynamite was good as well on the Wednesday, yeah. It's pretty good. CM Punk MJF. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. All bit CM Punk MJF. It's Rebecca's now officially the PodCats, I think. I think we'll get rid of John. We'll get rid of Matt. And
at least I turned up for it.
At least you turned up for it. Yeah, I'm just saying the dogs are here as well. Like this is a. I must admit, I used to be, when I was a child, 10 years ago, I used to be late to fucking everything, like half an hour, wouldn't turn up, that sort of thing. But I got myself in gear. I'm a grown-up now, I've got children, I have to look after these things, I have to, when somebody says, midday, let's do a thing. Haven't got a message. Haven't received a fucking, oh, maybe we're not going to do it at midday. I'm just here in it. Just sitting here, doing the podcast by myself. 5 minutes in now. 5 minutes. It's 9 minutes past. I didn't start at midday recording this. I was going to, but I thought I'll give them a few minutes. But now it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes of my life I would have been sitting here doing nothing. Nothing. That's right, Lilith, isn't it? You're here and you're a piece of shit. Hey, Lilith. Oh, you cute. Oh, you got a very tired face. My dad's been visiting. That's been nice. I've had my dad round. If this bit is actually made into the podcast on John's channel, you're all going, what the fuck is happening? It's Rebecca or it's Lilith. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. John will turn up at some point and he'll talk about how he doesn't understand how fucking air works or something, and then the PodCats will kick off proper. But I just felt like just give you a little bit of a thing. John has now vanished from the list of people who are online. He's now offline. There we go. John has officially moved into offline. He's online again. This is amazing. I don't even know how you turn offline online that many times. Still no messages from him or anything. I'm on Discord. He could just send me a message and it will flash up. But no, none of that. 10 minutes past. I will say, this is every fucking week. If we say, midday, we'll start midday. You know what time we'll start? 20 past. 20 past if we're lucky. 20 fucking past if we're lucky. I'll just sit here, twiddle my fucking arsehole and just wait for them all to turn. When I say twiddle my thumbs, I don't know why I say twiddle my arsehole. That's how bored I am. My thumbs have been rubbed to nubs. I've just got nubs where my thumbs used to be. And then, yeah. He's online again, John. I don't know why he's fucking online. He's got online, offline. Still no messages from anyone. Matt's still not read anything. Probably in some sort of... Probably his house has exploded or something on him. Oh! Have we been graced by the presence of John? John's here! Hi, everyone! Say hi. Actually, start recording and then say hi, because I've already started the podcast at midday. I already started it, John. Yes, I can do that. Start recording. Yes, I can. Start recording. I've been recording for 10 minutes. Matt's not here yet. Let's do... Yeah, he did specifically request that we start this time. Now the dog's gone berserk. Would you like to start your recording so people can hear you? Because I'm 7 minutes 38 seconds into the recording. Because I started at midday, John. I started at midday. You can edit this bit out of your one. This is going on my one. And people are only getting half a conversation right now. Start your recording. Come on. We've got to get going. Oh, he's still testing shit. Oh, my goodness. Double checking sounds. You're right here, John.
Okay, I think the sound's doing sounds. Okay, this is fine. Sounds. Okay,
yeah, it's fine.
Do you want me to banana?
Yes, let's do a sync. We're gonna sync. We do a banana sync in 3, 2, 1.
Banana.
Now
it's
our audio
really
is
easy to see because it's right at the start. It's 12 seconds into my recording.
Okay. Hi, John. Welcome to the PodCats. 8 minutes.
I'm really glad to be here as your special guest this month.
Oh, we've already had the special guests. Rebecca came along. Lilith was here. We've had loads of fun.
Matt?
I don't know where Matt is.
We're going to start this later, and then Matt was just like, where are you? I'm just going to start DMing him aggressively. Hope he's not dead. I was going to feel really bad about this.
I sent him a message at 2 a.m. saying I'm probably going to have to bail on the PodCats because my voice has gone. And then I sent him one at 9 a.m. saying I'm up and I'm fine. PodCats is a go. But he's clearly not read any of those. Mm-hmm. So,
but it's a shame. I feel like, Matt would for once enjoy the PodCats. I think, he'd want to discuss all the, game stuff. We could discuss game stuff for once.
We've got so much game stuff to discuss and he's not even fucking here.
Mm-hmm. Like how on one day they just released all of the re-releases on one day.
Yeah. How's Skyrim? Have you played Skyrim yet?
Yes, it's the new stuff is surprisingly chunky.
Oh, very nice.
Because it was just like Creative Club stuff, and normally when Bethesda says, "Oh, it's Creative Club stuff," what they mean is 30 minutes of content tops.
Yeah,
that's it. We're done. It's like, I'll be smart. I'll make a really easy video. I'll just sit down and do the fishing. It'll take me 30 minutes. Ha ha. I can have the rest of the day in my hot tub. All right, it's gonna be great. 7.5 hours later, I'm not cocking done with the fishing.
Not bad.
Yeah, there
Nice
was a lot. There's a lot of fishing content in Skyrim actually.
Have they added any spelling mistakes on the signs via AI upscaling or outsourcing?
No, but I think I did see a spelling mistake in one of the quest menus, and one time the quest log literally gives you the incorrect information, so you can spend 2 hours, as I did, fishing in the wrong type of fishing spot for one fish, where the game simply says, this can only be caught in lakes, and then actually it can only be caught in rivers. So it can't actually be caught in lakes at all. So that was good. The fact that one of the quest logs was just wrong.
Is it? Do you have to pay for it? Is it a paid upgrade?
Yes, it's like, I don't know, $20 or something.
What's that in colonial money?
I don't know. It depends how much the British economy's crashed since I last checked.
Oh, it's about £20.
Yeah, something about that.
Our economy's doing really well right now.
Like you can buy everything for like 40 quid if you don't own... I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't own Skyrim at this point. Every human being owns Skyrim, like, twice.
Yeah.
It's like sheep or socks. There are more copies of Skyrim in the world than there are people.
Sorry, I thought you meant sheep owned copies of Skyrim. Just every sheep's got Todd Howard just jamming it into the wall, just being like, one for you and one for you.
I mean, it's not impossible. He hasn't actually added sheep into the game, so I feel like he's not appealing to the sheep market.
What class do you think a sheep would play?
I feel like they go for like one of the more animal-attuned elves, like maybe like wood elves, or they could be Khajiit. Do you think that's like racist? Say, oh, well, you've got fluff, so I bet you'd like to play as the furry creature. That might be racist.
I think that's racist.
That might be.
I was setting you up for the very easy joke of a bard, but you didn't go for it. So I thought you'd.
Well, but bards.
I know. You don't actually have. This is what Matt's here for.
You don't actually have classes like that in the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, but in the Content Club, they might have added them. I don't know.
No.
No one bought the. Did you buy any of the Content Club shit before?
I only bought like the odd bit of Fallout stuff if it happened to like it was sort of okay.
Yeah.
But not really, no.
Alright then.
And even then, only when it was on sale. Like, it had to be on sale.
So I briefly looked at the Content Club stuff for Fallout, and it was like, what if all the beds were nicely made and clean? I'm like, then it wouldn't be Fallout.
Well, they kind of did that already with, like, the Vault Tech stuff, because Vault Tech DLC had to, like, clean Vault stuff.
Ugh.
Which I guess kind of makes sense.
In a vault, yeah.
Yeah, if you're like doing this is a controlled interior vault environment. Okay, you know what? I'll give you that. That's okay. But then you could also just build it outside, so it didn't matter.
Do they have washing machines in vaults?
Yes, they definitely do, because you can find washing, like, powder everywhere. So therefore they must have done. And you do find, like, laundries and stuff in certain towns.
Alright. Just leaving the vault to go to the laundry would be the most terrifying fucking mission.
I mean, there's definitely like washing machines and washing powder in Vault 114 when you go in there in Fallout 4. So yes, there is. There are washing machines. You don't necessarily need them because you could just give your washing to like your robot and tell them to go to the river and wash it there.
Is the rivers clean?
Well, they were pre-war when the robots were made.
Oh, okay.
So you've got to bear in mind that everything in the Fallout universe hasn't really been produced in the time of the games. It was produced centuries ago and it's just hanging about.
Yeah.
Which is a really interesting kind of like narrative thing the games very rarely do anything with.
Yeah. That there's very much diminishing everything and everything should be vital. And...
Exactly. And it's actually really like a big deal if anyone ever gets like big or strong or powerful enough to actually produce something. Like anything. Any form of manufacturing is kind of a big deal. But the game's kind of like the pit in Fallout 3 kind of touched on that very briefly, and then like no one ever really brought it up again.
I don't think the PodCats work with that, Matt. We need someone who's an idiot.
Yeah, it's true.
I think this is just a nice discussion.
It's just a nice chat about it.
Just a nice
chat. It's all wrong, isn't it?
Well, if should we get the Grand Theft Auto talk out of the way so when he turns up,
we've already done it. Well, I've got bad news. I didn't buy it fast enough, and now I legally can't.
It's back now, though, isn't it?
Is it? I noticed it was actually back. I mean, I thought you could... Can you... I thought it was not back on PC. I thought, like, they never took it away on console, even though that was the version they should have taken away. But they did take it away on PC. I didn't know it was back now.
They took it away on PC because it had all the licensed music from the mobile version.
And the sex stuff.
and the hot coffee mod for some fucking reason.
Did anyone actually manage to get it running and actually manage to record it before that got pulled down?
That's why they killed it, so they could remove that stuff, and then I think they've now put it back.
Man, if anyone managed to actually record that before it died, they'd be a millionaire right now.
I mean, well, the thing is, like, I made videos before this trilogy was announced saying that this is going to be a disaster just because it's setting up to be a disaster. Like, there was rumours it was happening, and I was like, no, this is going to be bad. And then they just went way beyond how bad I thought it could get, to the point where every version has music that they haven't got the licenses for in it, just with the little bit of code that says, don't play this song. So what they've done on PC, because you can access the files, is they've sold
the 0
music.
to a 1.
They've sold music they don't have the license for.
Yeah.
And as we all know from all our DCMA takedowns, etc., or DMCA, whatever fucking way around it goes, that the music industry is really lenient when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah, they're very chill. They're very chill.
It's the chillest industry to accidentally sell the works off. So it turns out the Rockstar were selling copies of songs that they didn't have. And on PC, you can access that. On console, they don't have to rush.
Yeah.
And fix that.
I just want to see the sex scenes, but with the terrifying salad fingers models. I think that would look great.
I mean, also more enjoyable in some ways.
I mean, given the terrible contortionism that the NPCs could do, given how long their fingers are, I want to see the terrifying contortion long finger sex scene. Sounds like a good time to me.
Sounds like the title of this episode. I think actually what you just said there. That's what the episode's going to be called: the terrifying contortionist long-fingered sex scene.
I really hope Matt's not dead, by the way. Like, this is going to be a really unfortunate cultural artifact if Matt's dead.
It would be so funny.
No, it won't.
We'd
really
have
tragic.
to destroy this recording. We'd have to, like, meet somewhere with, like, hooded robes on and, like, put our computers into a bin that's on fire.
And then just immediately record a new one where we just say, "Hello, Dad, it sure is nice it is currently the current date that it is. My, I sure do miss Matt. I hope he's okay. We do enjoy his company."
Oh, no, he's been hit by that bus. You know, I think it's the...
I mean, I'm just worried, he's not made it out of 2021 yet. He's not had a good 2021 as our poor lads.
Yeah.
I'm slightly worried that someone else might have gone, yeah, he's got to survive another, month and a half before he escapes into a new year.
Will Matt survive? Find out only on the podcast. That's our new selling point.
Oh, good lord.
He's going to be like Sideshow Bob, where every time you see him, he's had some horrific thing happen to him and is slowly... Like, Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons now has gills.
What?
That's... He's got gills now.
Wait, what? Why?
Sideshow Bob has gills.
Was this a new episode recently that established?
It must have been.
I mean, I know it's like the joke that The Simpsons have done everything and have run out of anything they could do, but Sideshow Bob is now a fish is certainly a direction I wouldn't have.
Pretty sure. Hang on, let me
gone
look.
For
Sideshow
actually, that's
Bob Gills, the man who grew too much. In this episode, Lisa discovers that Sideshow Bob has become the chief scientist for a massive chemical engineering company.
And as a result has grown gills, as chief scientist engineering companies do.
Yeah. Bob realises he's become a monster and attempts suicide by drowning, but then he remembers that he has gills.
That's a lot of setup for a really quite weak joke, isn't it? That's a good 10-15 minutes of setup for a kind of dark joke that's not even that good.
Yeah. That's, yeah. So, apparently, I wonder if he actually has still got the gills.
This feels like waking up and it was all a dream episode to me.
No. No, he's not had like a major episode since then. Or maybe he's had one.
I like how The Simpsons is just
gills.
like, because it's now run so long, has kind of become trapped by its own cast. Which is the universe can't ever change, because too many of the established, loved, iconic cast of characters have fixed roles. Like, The Simpsons still have to get their news primarily by sitting down on the sofa and watching the news when the news is on TV, because Kent Brockman is a character that's in the show. So they have to watch the news at the time the news is on the television by sitting down and watching the news together.
Yeah, but
which is just madness.
In the modern episodes, though, they've got, like, mobile phones and shit. And it's just like, this feels wrong. Like, when they flash back, I was talking about this somewhere else, but when they flash back to Homer Simpson as a child, he's now a child in the 90s.
What? Oh, good lord. So it's kind of like...
He hasn't aged, but
it's playing by comics continuity rules, where stuff that happened in the past just happened a few years ago, and the few years ago just keeps shuffling along with current time.
Yeah.
Right.
So Homer is now a child of the 90s.
But the biggest... now we're getting into even bigger problems, because The Simpsons lives in a universe where one person doing a low-skills job generates enough income to support a house and an entire family, including 3 children. Which is fine if you say it's a cultural artifact of a previous generation that nobody this era bloody knows. But in this day and age... Homer Simpson just does...
Do you say that a nuclear engineer was a low-skilled job?
Homer doing it is. Well, it's kind of with The Simpsons. I think that's part of the joke of The Simpsons, that even like, you know, it's supposed to be the contrast of, oh yeah, Homer is like characterized as an extremely low-skills menial worker, but he works as a nuclear engineer, and that's the joke. But like, I don't think we're supposed to assume therefore he's paid nuclear engineer money.
Yeah.
I think there's so many episodes about, oh, The Simpsons don't have much money, they're kind of struggling. Well, yes, because they've got one job, supporting a family of 3 in a large house. Why on earth haven't they been forced to sell it and move into a tiny flat?
Yeah, and think, how many games consoles have come out in the 1 year of their existence, considering the kids haven't... Lisa's had 2 birthdays, but they were the same birthday, and Bart's had the 1. And, you know... what is happening in this show? I've literally just looked up a picture of Homer in the 90s, and I was right. He literally has a hat on backwards and a shirt that says hip-hop.
Which is terrifying, because, I mean, I assume that's... Surely that episode's got to itself be the joke, because that was, like, he's originally taking off what was originally Bart's sort of aesthetic. But even then, not so much, because Bart was more a child of the 80s, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that must have been the joke, and there's some material in there. Already The Simpsons on season 100, you're desperate for anything you can get. What if Homer was Bart? I mean, it must be why they're still doing the Halloween specials, because it just must be so refreshing. Just say, okay, now we can just say all rules and continuity go out to the window, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, but what are they even doing the Halloween specials of these days? Like, they've done all the iconic films, I'm assuming, sort of like the first 10 seasons.
The thing is, I haven't seen, like, the recent ones, but I will say, like, at the point where I refuse to watch any more Simpsons normally, like, you know, somewhere around season 10 or 11 or something, because it stops getting good, the Halloween specials keep being good quite a bit after that.
Yeah.
Because you've just got so much more freedom to just do what the hell you want.
Yeah.
And I think they actually stay, like, they stay fresh for quite a few years after the rest of the show gets a bit tired.
Okay. I have looked up. There's apparently 4
I thought Matt
stories.
you just located Matt there. Oh.
No, I have not located Matt. But I have looked up. There were apparently 4 stories in the most recent Treehouse of Horror.
4? That's
4.
not the correct number.
4 is not the correct number. Apparently there was a short intro based on the 2020 United States presidential election.
Oh, that sounds like hell.
Yeah. Then there's Toy Gory.
Okay. I mean,
Bart is gored by his own toys as revenge for treating them so badly.
I was about to say, like, in classic Simpsons, there was already a Krusty the Clown doll is alive episode, but okay.
Yeah. Then into the Homerverse.
Okay.
Homer accidentally mistakes a machine in the nuclear power plant for a vending machine, and when he inserts a coin into it, multiple different versions of himself from different dimensions come through a portal.
Not terrible.
And then the brilliantly titled B9 Rewind. Lisa gets stuck in a time loop on her 9th birthday in which she dies each time.
Okay.
So non-canonically, is Lisa 9 then?
So that's Happy Death Day to you.
Yes.
Yes, okay. That's fine. That's okay. That film was kind of... Did you ever see Happy Death Day to You?
No, I have not.
It's a really interesting film that changes genre completely between the original and its sequel.
Oh.
Because the original is kind of a slasher. It's just like a slasher where, like, it's got a fun gimmick where the idea is, like, you know, the woman keeps getting killed, but she keeps waking up again. So, Groundhog Day, but you've got to figure out who's murdering you because the murderer's wearing a mask. And every time she thinks she's escaped the loop, it turns out she's taken out the wrong person, or she dies due to an accident, or That's a fun gimmick. But, like, it was kind of written as a straight slasher with a mystery thing, but, like, it was at its best when it was just kind of dumb and silly. So in the second one, they said, well, what if we just made it nothing but dumb and silly? And, like, we literally have musical montages of comical suicides because she, like, just wants to reset the loop or something. And,
like how I played Deathloop.
Yeah, so there's just musical montages and she just kind of, like, tries to find the funnest ways to kill herself at the end of each loop. And she tries to use herself as a human calculator to carry complex equations back in time to pass to the nerd supporting crew so that they can help her break the time loop. And then it kind of turns into Men in Black at the end. And it's just dumb, but it's kind of fun and it's much better for it. It's just a really dumb, just a really amazing, dumb thing. And I kind of hope it gets another one.
Yeah.
The problem is now they call it Happy Death Day to You. That means they've now established, kind of like Banjo-Tooie, they've got to have the next one with 3 in it. And I'm not sure what they're going to do with that.
3's a jolly good fella.
That's actually pretty good. This is why you're the New York Times best-selling author and I'm not.
Sunday Times best-selling author.
So, whatever. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, soon to be New York Times best-selling author. I thought you were New York. Oh, that's rubbish next to what I thought. Obviously, Daddy's New York bestseller. Oh, no, it's rubbish. Sunday Times?
Yeah.
Oh, you're the best-selling author and a Murdoch rag. Well done.
Best-selling author of this country, not a country where we didn't sell the book initially.
Okay, that's more reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, I sold a load of copies of the book in the place where I sold the copies of the book.
Wait, what? Say that again, slower.
I sold
Slightly faster than that.
More copies of the book in the place where I actually sold copies of the book.
That was a needlessly convoluted way of just saying that, but okay.
Right, we're going to get on to our next segment, which is John doesn't understand the basic fundamentals of the universe. John, how do bikes work?
Okay, I'm going to be honest, like, you may have set this up as, like, you know, an individual throwaway line, but I'm going to be honest, I've never been 100% clear on how precisely, like, the gear system of a geared bike operates. Like, I mean, I'm conceptually aware of the concept that if you, like, get big cog next to little cog, that therefore you can turn slow rotation into faster rotation. And if you kept doing that on a series of bars where each cog was, like, a little cog was on the same thing as a big cog, which is now turning faster, and you put that next to a different little cog, now that's going super bloody fast, right?
Yes.
So, like, that logically, but, like, I've never looked at a bicycle and thought there's enough room for that. Like, the cogs would have to be so thin for that, like, line of cogs. And I don't see where in a bike that is. So I know bikes have gears, and you can go between the gears to, like, change, like... Well, it doesn't really feel like it changes the speed. It more feels like how easy it is to pedal, which would suggest that, like, you're turning off the gears. You're just, like, skipping them. But then, I don't know why you'd have the gears in the... Like, I don't actually understand how the gears in a bicycle, 1, what their real purpose is, 2, where they are, or 3, how they function. I don't understand any of that. It's always been a mystery to me.
That was John doesn't understand the basic fundamentals of the universe. Thanks for that, John. Same time next week.
Can you explain to me how bicycles work? Because I want to know.
You literally watch the changes go to a different size gear.
But, like, okay, that's...
So it's in a smaller little thing. So
but how does the chain get back up to the bigger gear? Because making it skip down strikes me as easy. But how does it get back up again?
There's a little thing that flicks out and pushes it up.
But hang on, how does that work? Because surely the chain would be, if you move it down to a smaller little thing, then now the chain's sagging because it doesn't fit anymore.
No, because it pulls on the thingy at the back. You know what, John, fuck you. I don't even know if you're taking the piss anymore.
No, I'm not. And it sounds like you don't know how bikes work either.
The little the thing, push it up, and it's hard to get the chain on. You put it on the bottom one, and then it gets pulled bigger because it's on the thing that makes it fit. I don't fucking know.
Pulled big? If you've pulled it bigger, you've just defeated the entire object. The chain's still rotating at the exact same speed.
You've actually broke my brain. Now I don't think I know how a bike works.
Oh, well, the shoe is on the other pedal now.
As soon as you started going, my brain went, no, wait, how does it do the different size thing? There's the bit at the back that moves as well, isn't it?
So it turns out that for all his mockery, Dan also doesn't know how to bicycle works.
There's the bit on the back that moves as well.
All right, Matt, Dan's going to request this bit be pulled out of his version. Make sure we include it in mine.
No, I don't mind looking like a thick shit. I really...
That's bloody fortunate, really, isn't it?
It's not just hooked over a static thing at the back, is it? There's another. It goes down a little bit, and there's that extra bit.
Why are you asking me? You can tell me it's fairy dust, and I'd have no way of disproving it.
There's the extra bit, and that extra bit moves along to keep it taut.
But surely, if you've got an extra bit, that means if the chain's rotating at the same speed, the chain's the same length, then it doesn't matter. Like my system, you can have individual little axles spinning at different speeds. That actually makes sense. But your system, where it's just a single chain, if it's always one chain, if you just move it down to a smaller cog, but you've got an extra bit to extend it because the chain can't extend in length, the chain, in terms of rotations per minute, is always going at the same speed relative to how fast you're pedaling, because it's just one chain.
I'm going to go get my bike.
I think we've just come for a conspiracy here. Turns out bicycles shouldn't work.
Wait. I did not get a lot of sleep last night, and I've really upped my pills recently, so I am a bit frazzled, but I literally sit there going, I feel like the walls are closing in. I'm like, wait, how the fuck do bikes work?
How do bicycles work? Here we go. How do bicycle gears work specifically?
Gears.
Also, I like how if you said for how do bicycle gears work, one of the follow-up suggestions is, how do bicycle gears actually work? Like, for the people like me who read the initial version, we're like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any cocking sense.
But, no, look, it says, wait, you shift gears by sliding the shifter on the handlebars. On most bikes, this shifts the chain to a different sized ring. On 3-speed bikes, the gear's inside of the hub of the wheel, so you don't see them. But wait, how does it actually... do that?
Yeah, exactly. This doesn't make any cocking sense. My system, with a whole bunch of little axles, which would admittedly be much fatter bike, at least works.
Do bike chains expand? No,
I mean, I've got a little drawing here, which possibly is in French, I'm not sure, or it's just got a French name, where I see the little kicky outy bit that you were talking about, the rear derailleur. But
yeah, it's the kicky outy bit, the kicky outy bit.
I think, okay, from the diagram I'm seeing, I think I'm making it make sense in my head, which is the chain is always going round at the same number of rotations per minute, but the amount of cog that it is touching, i.e. which size cog, can be shifted up and down using a little kicky thing. So when it's up at the top one, the chain is causing less rotations of the axle the wheel is on per chain rotation, because it's on a big-ass cog.
Oh, because it's on... Oh, fuck, I see what I've done wrong.
And then when it comes into the middle, the chain's doing the same number of rotations per minute, but the actual axle's going faster, because the cog is being turned faster.
It's because, when it's on the... It's because it's on the the pedals of the bike. It's on the pedals. I mean, in my head, it was on the front and the back wheels.
Yeah.
I literally could not imagine what a bike looked like in my head.
I was about to say, that'd be a problem, because even I could see that would cause problems for the braking system. When you want to try and apply a brake to a single wheel, and it turns out the wheels are locked together.
I understand now.
So the important thing to remember for the next episode of Dan tries to make John look stupid by asking him about a piece of common technology is make sure you understand the common technology before you do it. Like maybe Google that beforehand. Otherwise, it kind of backfires a bit, Dan.
I really enjoy that. I was like, the kicky bit moves. The kicky bit is the only bit that doesn't move. I'm glad we had this
Doesn't the kicky bit have to move, otherwise the chain can't jump between the cogs?
Yeah, I don't know what the kicky bit's for.
The kicky bit has to move a little bit, because the kicky bit has to compensate for the fact that the chain's moving. Presumably, it's somehow synced up with whatever moves the chain back up the cogs.
I don't want to think about bikes anymore.
Mm-hmm. Should we move on to simpler technology?
Yeah,
like, just the wheel.
Let's talk about the wheel, right? Who invented it? What was the point? Why do we now have cars? Is the person who invented the wheel responsible for global warming?
Unfortunately, the person who invented the wheel is too far back in prehistory. We don't have any record of it.
Well, maybe their name was like Jeff Wheel or something.
I wonder what the etymology of the word wheel is, because it's a weird word. It doesn't sound Greek or Latin.
See, we need Matt to interrupt this shit, because I do genuinely now want to know what the etymology of the word wheel is.
Old English wheel, of German origin, Indo-European roots.
It sounds Germany now you say it,
yeah. Kind of like circle.
Ah.
Okay.
We're learning so much. This is the learning... This is like the episode of Community where like
it sounds take Welsh, one of the members really. Out. I like how Welsh it sounds. Wheel.
Sorry, what was that?
Wheel.
Sorry, what was that accent supposed to be?
Welsh. Wheel.
What's that accent supposed to be?
Wheel. It's Welsh.
Have you ever spoken to a Welsh person or heard the Welsh accent?
On television, yes. I've never actually been to Wales. I think I've seen a clip from an episode of Gavin and Stacey at some point.
Wales isn't real. It's one of those fake things like birds that the government invented to keep us down, man.
No, that's Cornwall.
Keep us down. Cornwall's right. I've been to Cornwall.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Cornwall.
I really hope one day Cornwall gets its independence.
I just like do a Bugs Bunny style, just cutting it off and floating the fuck away.
Well, it could it could take all the other sort of, less Anglo and more Celtic countries with it. It'd be lovely. I feel like if Scotland and Wales and Cornwall all went off together to form their own little Megazord country, off the coast somewhere, they'd be way happier.
Good use of the word Megazord there.
And they can seriously fuck us over by parking themselves right in front of the North Atlantic Gulf Stream, so they get all the nice warm water and weather coming in from the Caribbean, and we just get fucked over. That'd be a good fuck you. Right there.
That would be a good fuck you. But what I thought instead, right?
Yeah.
If they park themselves exactly between America and the UK, there would be a really good, powerful port/airporty goods transfery hub.
Would they?
I don't know.
I feel like we've been doing pretty well
well
so far, in terms of moving goods around without such a hub. It feels redundant to me.
I tell you what, I got something imported from America. I got two things imported from America. One came directly from America and had no VAT on it. One came from Germany and had to pay £48 because it went through Europe first.
I mean, I'll give you, in theory, I suppose, if boats could travel a lot faster, if they were carrying less fuel, then being able to go, half the fuel to Wales-Scotwall, and then, go back up to half fuel to make it the rest of the way... I don't know how much faster you'd be able to make it across the Atlantic.
Well, if you sit in the middle of it all, you could get, BBC and American television.
I think it's also pretty, cold and unpleasant weather out in the middle of the Atlantic.
Well, that's what I was saying. Get Florida and cut Florida off. We cut Cornwall off. We merge them in the middle.
Why would we want Florida? I've heard bad things about Florida.
I really love the idea.
It's full of crocodiles.
Yeah, I really love the idea of Florida people and Cornwall people just engaging in conversation.
I'm just slightly worried that, when everyone says what we're bringing to the table, it's kind of oh yeah, we're bringing beautiful countryside, whiskey, and huge oil reserves, and what's Florida bringing? Crocodiles. I've brought fuck tons of crocodiles. They're everywhere. And swamps. Many swamps. And John, we're so low-lying, in 20 years we're not even going to be here.
Right, John, no, listen, John. Oh my god, right, how's this for a reality TV show, right?
Alright.
We cut Florida off, we cut Cornwall off.
I'm going to be honest, given we don't know how successful this show's going to be, that's a lot of upfront costs you're fronting right there.
It is. And this will have to be after I get a few successful shows under my belt.
Okay.
But we put them in the middle of the ocean, and we put a big dome over it.
Okay, that again, we're adding more to the cost here.
The dome feels unnecessary, but they've got loads of those, airboat things, hovercrafts and airboaty things. The boats.
I'm not sure. Yeah, but I'm not sure those do well in the actual open ocean.
But Florida can escape, so we've got to have the big dome, And then they should have or the coast should be. What it should do, we should push the coasty bits together. So there's a river running between Florida and Cornwall.
Okay, I've got bad news for you, which is if you cut off bits of the world and just put them in the middle of the Atlantic, the whole thing's coast. You've got nothing but coast.
Yeah, but the deliberate special coasty bits that are already the well-established coasty bits, you mush them together.
Surely that's the bit you don't want to mush together. Then you're ruining good beach land. Surely the bit that you've hacked off and it's all going to be raggedy and ugly is the bit you want to smush together.
But then you'd have a Florida beach opposite a Cornwall beach, and then in the middle, you're I'm going to go paddling, but if you go paddling too far, suddenly you're in Florida. And there's alligators and shit.
They're pretty close. Well, I feel like the alligators, if they're that close, the alligators are good as spreads. Because, the Florida people at this point know how to deal with them. The alligators are going to figure out pretty quickly, okay, these cocking Welsh and Scots people, they have no clue how to deal with me. I'm going over there. That's where the good pickings are.
I actually really want to watch this show now. What? Florida would bring crocodiles to the table. What's Cornwall bringing to this table? Apart from the pasty, of course.
I was literally about to say pasties. Tin.
That's tin.
Yes. One of the world's oldest, most important sources of tin is Cornwall. It's why the ancient Greeks basically took boats all the cocking way to Britain. They wanted to come to Cornwall to get tin, because it's a crucial component of making bronze. Which was kind of important for the Bronze Age.
No, yeah, it was sort of important for... Why don't they just dig up bronze, John?
Because bronze isn't naturally occurring.
Well, why not?
Because it's a blend of, I believe, copper and tin. It's not an element.
Why?
It's a compound.
Why?
There are actually a very small number of places around the world where copper and tin do simultaneously occur, but never under the sort of pressure and a heat that would be required for it to naturally form bronze. Theoretically, in those places, were there to be, for some reason, some form of terrifying tectonic activity that led to massive amounts of pressure and heat on those veins where both existed, you could, in theory, have naturally occurring bronze, but as far as I'm aware, it never happened.
Well, what we could do then, excuse me, if there is any of this shit under Florida.
In copper, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're a bit late to be kind of thinking, oh shit, no, we can make bronze! Yes!
We could really corner the bronze market with this mushing together.
I'm not sure. I'm just going to check. I'm just going to check what bronze is used for these days. Usage, modern. I think you make
I'm
some
from
nice...
Essex. People used to spray it on their skin, as far as I could tell.
Okay, it's actually still being used for cannons.
John,
okay, I'm going to be honest.
we
don't need cannons much anymore.
This show pays for itself, John. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, it's widely used for springs, bearings, bushes. Okay, it's kind of like zinc in the Simpsons sketch. It's actually more important than I'm giving it credit for.
You see?
Yeah.
You see? So, have we got any of that in Florida?
Bad luck, Jimmy. The spring in that gun is made out of, you guessed it, bronze.
But is there any copper in Florida?
Let's have a look. Thank God for the internet.
There is
copper natural occurrence map. Thank God for the internet. Thank fucking God for the internet, so we can just know where shit is. No, completely the wrong side of America. Copper's the other side.
What's on the other side? San Francisco?
In fact, it's basically in every corner of the US apart from Florida, and it even is over the coast in Cuba. Florida just happens to be just copper non-existent territory. It's like the one bit of America has no copper.
You know what that means then?
You have to take a different bet.
Someone's clearly already done this plan. Mm-hmm. They've already moved Cornwall. Then did the
you could just take Cuba as well and add Cuba as the surprise extra housemate that gets introduced in week 3.
Day 3 in the Big Brother Dome. Cuba has entered the Big Brother Dome.
I mean, I'll say, introducing, a big communist state, that's going to shake things up in the Big Brother Dome a bit. No one's going to see that coming.
Could you imagine if that was the case? It's just a normal series of Big Brother, and the surprise entrance is just Cuba. Just all of Cuba starts pouring into the Big Brother house.
I mean, actually, do you know what? That would actually be an interesting social experiment right there. You do a series of Big Brother, and then it's just a normal-sized house, and you put in one, you put in the first 3, and then one more person comes in. They say, "Hi, my name's Gillette, and I'm an
Gillette.
and I'm an influencer, and they say hi and whatever. The next person, hello, I'm Chandelier. I'm also an influencer, but a different kind. Hello, I'm Crystal. I'm a third kind of influencer, and so on. And but then they just keep coming, and more like eventually everyone's like, when are they going to stop? And you just have more and more people till actually people start having to they can't sit anymore. They're standing. You're just cramming more and more people in. Like, what do they do if eventually it starts becoming overcrowded to the point where it's dangerous?
I don't know, but I think you just want to kill some influencers. Do we want to talk about that? Is it where's that anger coming from? They were all influencers then, and you were like, what if they all died? What if they were all crushed to death?
I'm just curious, who's the first person to say, hang on, this is an unusually large number of people, and the house is getting dangerously crowded? Like, do they turn on the more recent arrivals?
I think, they'd turn on anyone who wouldn't follow them, for a start.
Mm-hmm.
That would be that they have to get into groups of following. They get into groups where they've got more... How would they divide that social group up?
I think we're talking about geographical division at this point. To the point where everyone's standing up and can't move, you simply have to be, right, we are now living room tribe. And we are going to survive, even if it means dining room tribe dies to the last person. Now let's cock and stamp on them. Because at this point, only the people on top of the pile get to breathe.
Yeah.
Like pretty soon they're going to have to realise there's only one way anyone's surviving, and that's being at the top of the room. Because the people at the bottom are dead.
No, John. See, I'm Garden Tribe. As more people come in, we climb on top of them and eventually can leave.
Ah. Now, okay, that's quite clever.
Garden Tribe.
Right there. Like, I was thinking, right, I want to be bathroom or kitchen tribe, because then you've got a supply of water. But you're right, you're thinking long-term escape.
Mm-hmm.
That's clever.
I'm out of there, boy. I'm out. I don't want to hang out with that many people taking pictures of their feet and
Well, I think to avoid that, we just have to have like a fake garden where it's just like, just a concrete roof, but like painted to have a bit of sky and just a nice little bit of some lights on it, so you can't just like get out that way. Now, to avoid people storming the door, we might have to have an entry system where you are pushed down into a pit, and then the door at the bottom of the pit opens to reveal the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted them to do that. Like, they about to open the door and just the floor opens and they just go, ah! And then just lions eat them or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like influencers. I feel like they moseyed into our terrain and I keep getting like...
Yeah, but we are influencers. I've got bad news for you.
I'm not an influencer.
You're
I'm not
an influencer.
Like you. Not like you, selling out, playing Dying Light 2 really early. You piece of shit.
They didn't pay me anything.
They paid you with playing a game I want to play.
It was quite good. It all held together quite nicely.
Piece of shit. I want to play that game. They've sent us so much. Dying Light 2. I've never received so much shit in the post from a game before.
I think they literally just said today they want to send me more shit through the post, actually.
They just send us so much shit. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they're the only... Like, no one sends me shit, but Dying Light 2 are sending everybody as much shit as possible.
Mm-hmm. They've probably just got a really high shit budget.
And
now they just don't want to waste it, because otherwise they won't get those bigger shit budget next year.
But they didn't let me play the game. Like, what's the fuck? I'm not going to talk about any of this shit.
Were you not invited in any way to the event?
No!
Oh, that's a shame.
Unless Matt, R.I.P., did it? Like, got an email and then didn't tell me about it.
Didn't you, you sort of did get invited to, go to America and do, the really nice Fallout 76 trip I did, but you just said no.
That's true. Yeah,
you just said, nah, I don't want to be put up in a nice resort for several days.
In West Virginia?
Yeah, in, a resort so nice, it's where, the president used to go.
What, Trump?
No, back in the days of good presidents.
Ah. Hoover.
I don't know enough about US presidents to know which president I ought to be joking about versus not.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's one of the good ones or not.
I went for the pointless answer there. I went, all right, I can't do any of the big. Let's do. And he said Henry Hoover. Let's do.
I think Teddy Roosevelt did a lot of national parks. That strikes me as good.
People will call that Roosevelt.
Maybe he was a monster aside from that. I don't want to say, oh yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, good guy because of all the parks. Everyone's going to say, yes, but what about, the whole, in the dungeon with the, the 17 aardvarks and the, because I don't know enough about that. National parks seem good, but I don't know whether there was any other bad stuff.
Yeah, there probably was.
So I don't want to speculate.
There always is.
Where the fuck is Matt?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he's got his alarm set for 1:30. He was up. He sent me a message today at 16 minutes past midnight.
Well, we were originally supposed to be doing this not for another hour and a half, but then he said, "Can we move it to midday because he's got an appointment?" And now, fuck only knows.
And now he's just not turned up for work. He's going for the pop. He's going for the wrestling pop. He's going to just.
I don't know what that means. You have to translate that because I don't watch wrestling.
He's going to turn up. He's been away for a while. He turns up and the crowd go wild. They're like, "Yeah, that guy we liked. He's back."
So like the opposite of the opposite of a heel. Is a pop the opposite of a heel.
Even when heels come back, they get cheered because people just like wrestlers. They're like, "Yay, welcome back! Now we're going to boo you for the things you say."
I feel like that's mixed messages for the heel.
I think heels
if the heel just kind of rolls up and says, now I'm going to cheat and ruin everything. I was like, "Yay!" It's like, okay. Yeah. I feel like these people need to go to a nice little ethics class.
Okay, just want to point out, it was the last pay-per-view or the pay-per-view before that when a face came back as a heel and cheated to win and got cheered because that's what happens because WWE is a piece of shit.
Is there a clear visual iconography that means you know immediately when someone walks out that they are no longer a face, they're now a heel? Like they've got a special mask they wear or something?
No. They normally hit somebody with a chair that's a good guy.
But is that not... Is not part of the sport of wrestling that you're going to do some form of physical contact with the tools available to another wrestler? I feel like that does not necessarily make you a bad person more than kicking the ball makes you a bad footballer.
That's only it's in a no DQ match you can hit people with chairs. Normally you can't hit people with chairs.
Hang on, what's DQ?
Disqualification.
So normally you'd be disqualified for hitting people with the chair?
Yes.
I feel like, why would you do a no DQ match? That's just asking for trouble.
Well,
that's just asking for someone to just bring along a gun and shoot the opponents.
That has happened. That's how they got rid of Goldberg's title reign. They shot him with a cattle prod or something, or a taser or something. WCW back in the day was wild, man.
I like how it's impossible to make jokes about wrestling, because whenever it is, it's been done.
Oh, I've received a message from Matt.
Oh, shit.
Matt is not dead, everybody. And his alarm didn't go off.
What a twat.
I'm going to send a message. John, fill the time while I'm typing, because I can't talk and type at the same time.
Oh, God, you can't say that to me. I don't have anything I can do off the top of my head except maybe the original Pokemon rap. Articuno Jinx, Nidorina Beedrill, Haunter, Squirtle, Chansey, Parasect, Execute, Dugong, Pidgeotto, Lapras, Vulpix, Rhydon, gotta catch 'em all, 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 Pokemon. But which the problem is I know all 10 parts, but I don't know which order they flow in. So it's really hard to figure that bit out. I'm going to assume that just goes into Charmeleon, Wartortle, Mewtwo, Tentacruel, Aerodactyl, Armor Slowpoke, Pidgeot, Arbok. That's all, folks. Yeah, you know too.
Yeah, of course I fucking do. It was burnt into my skull as a child.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Diglett.
Oh dear, Matt is on his way.
I really fucking better be.
This is such a good one because I started going, oh god, these guys are always so late, and it's 52 minutes in, 53 minutes in when Matt finally
I bothered showing up.
Fucking hilarious. So perfect.
I was mainly late because I forgot. Oh shit! I've got a new computer. I haven't set up anything on it yet. So Discord's not on it. Fuck, what's my Discord password? I don't know because these days browsers remember all your passwords for you. So fuck only knows what all my passwords are.
You were logging in and out so much. I was like, what the fuck is John doing?
Well, then I had to just figure out. Okay, hang on. Does Discord now? This new version of Discord I've just downloaded. Does it recognise my mic? Is it properly set up audio-wise? Who fucking knows? So I need to check everything. Before I came on, it sounded like shit.
Well, it worked. I feel like the introduction worked. This is going to be really... For the first 10 minutes of this podcast, people go like, who the fuck's this one guy talking? So on your channel, we just started the podcast when Matt turns up, yeah?
No, I think we're too deep in now. We're gonna have to have at least. I'm gonna have to tell Matt will just have to do an editing job. It'll be fine. For once, he actually has to do some editing.
I think
that's his punishment for not showing up. Now he has to do some editing.
I think no editing necessary here. That's my. This is if you ever wanted to know what it's like to work with these two people, this is exactly it.
What? I'm normally the one who's here first.
You're
You're
never
always
here
the one
first.
who's
You're
late.
always fucking
You're
late.
always the one who's late.
Always fucking... No, I'm never late. I'm always on time, and I've got the podcast to fucking prove it.
You've got one podcast that proves that.
And you've got none, so fuck you, John.
It's true, I do kind of operate a clear hard drive policy where, like, after something's been released, I just delete the original footage to save space. But if I didn't do that, I'd have so many instances of audio where it's just me and Matt talking to them, be like, I wonder when Dan's going to show up. I wonder if he's still coming.
That's not like me at all. You're just throwing me under the bus here to try and undo the fact you were late.
I was like 10 minutes late. In the grand scheme of this podcast, that's not bad.
I must admit, yeah, Matt has made you look like a fucking saint of this podcast. But here's the deal, right? When Matt comes on, right, we've already done the GTA talk. We're not going to talk about it. Not allowed to talk about it at all because he'll want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
He bought it. He was playing it on the Switch. Oh my god! He pre-ordered it after editing my 3 videos saying don't buy it. He went, I'm going to buy this. I'm like, if you're not listening, who the fuck is? But yeah, he bought it and it's a catastrophe. But I'll tell you this though, I've been playing Vice City again on my phone. I've been playing the mobile port. Yeah. And I'm going to say this now, might be a slightly controversial opinion. I would rather play the shit definitive edition than do touchscreen controls for any longer. Because I hate touchscreen controls so fucking much. They're horrible. You're like, I'm going to go left. And it's like, I think you're going right. I'm like, why? They're awful.
Can you just go into the settings menu and be like, like you can do in normal games where you can, like, invert X-axis or invert Y-axis. Just invert touch controls. If I swipe one way, maybe go the other.
Locks and stuff. I don't get it. Because wherever you put your thumb down, that's where the analog stick is. And there's no feedback of how hard you're pushing anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst fucking...
So it's like more like a D-pad than an analog stick then, if there's no...
No, it is a full... Like, when you put it down, it literally draws a circle and then there's a smaller circle in it and you're controlling it. But you're not looking under that because it's under your fucking thumb. And so you never really know where the middle it is. So you're just swerving around the fucking place because there's no, like...
So if you want to just, like, shoot someone, you just tap them with your finger. Like, no, really passive-aggressive murder. You
tap the shoot button and hope to fucking high hell that it targets the thing you want. Is it like...
Wait, hang on, how do you aim then?
You can't.
I just assumed it would work like a point-and-click game, where if you wanted to shoot someone, you get a gun out, then you click it, you just poke the person you want to die, and that would you just passively, aggressively shoot them.
No, there's just a shoot button on the right-hand side.
But how... What?
Yep. There's just a shoot button. I
just feel like if a
side.
person who never played a touchscreen game before, let's be honest, that's broadly me, was thinking, okay, how in theory would you make this work? It'd be like, okay, so when you're in a shooty section, you literally... poke the guy you want to be shot, and that's where your character shoots.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty reasonable way of translating clicking with a mouse on the person you want to die is poking with your finger the person you want to die.
Yeah, but these are old games, and these are bad ports of old games, so you push the fire button and hope it targets the barrel you're supposed to be targeting and not the 20 people next to you, all of which will die before that fucking barrel, which you have to be closer to shoot, but if you're too close to it, it will explode and kill you. That's the first mission you have a gun for.
Maybe you could just do a melee build.
No, you can't.
No.
You have to shoot things.
Okay, it's not an RPG where you could actually have different styles of combat.
No, you have shooting and chainsawing, but you can't chainsaw a barrel and make it
I was
explode.
about to say the chainsawing, that sounds like the way to go there for.
Yeah, that's legitimately the weapon I've been using the most.
Yeah. If the shooting doesn't work, then go for the chainsaw.
That's my motto. I've always said that.
Maybe use the many cheats, because the advantage of old games is they've got cheats.
Touchscreen, I'm not entirely sure how you would do the cheats. Yeah.
Okay, I see the issue.
Yeah. The Definitive Edition's absolutely trash, though. So, there we go. We covered the Definitive Edition of GTA.
Though, also, just randomly on the same day as all the other Definitive Editions came out, they brought Knights of the Old Republic to Switch. It's pretty good.
They did. I have never played Knights of the Old Republic.
I'm pretty sure it's the Xbox version, because the UI's the same.
Ah.
I think they've got the old Xbox code and dusted it off. Except they've made the UI work. It actually runs in native 16:9, which, terrifyingly, the current Steam version doesn't. You buy the Steam version right now, and it'll be like, okay, let's go to the options menu. Which 4:3 resolution would you like, good sir? It's like, okay, I see. You're from a long time ago. Right, okay.
Oh, fuck. Right, so I've been saying a lot that I'm moving more to consoles than PC, because I'm fucking sick of setting stuff up. Yesterday I was trying to set up to play with my dad Dragon Ball FighterZ, which I've got on PC, and I have 2 controllers. Mm-hmm. Trying to get that game to recognise 2 controllers as 2 different controllers was the biggest fucking hardship I've gone through my fucking life.
That feels like that's an exception rather than the rule. I've never had that problem before.
It might be that game. It worked. So I had an Xbox and a PS4 controller. Check Steam. They're both being picked up as separate controllers. Brilliant. Go in the game. No. Okay. Let's try the Xbox and a Nintendo Switch controller. Both being picked up. Brilliant. No. PS5 and the Switch. Both being picked up. No. I eventually got it working with 2 PS5. It had to be 2 of the same controller to realise they were different controllers.
Oh dear.
And that is a fucking 3-year-old game that's had many, many, many patches and DLCs.
Yeah. Okay, yes, I can see how that's a bit of an issue.
It's just, I feel like, because I got Game Pass. I've had it for a while. And I've stopped getting Game Pass because I got Forza 5. I downloaded it. The download wouldn't download. And now nothing on Game Pass would download or load or play or do anything. And I couldn't access the files because the files were all buried away in really ridiculous fucking old... fucking Windows 8 style app hidden file bullshit things that you need to have so much fucking rights access to get into. And so, basically, trying to download a game off of Game Pass bricked my Game Pass.
Oh dear.
And I'm just like, maybe I should just buy the console and this, and then just play the game. Just play the game. Just play the game. I mean, today, Battlefield 2042's come out. Guess what I put it on? PlayStation 5. Why? Because I don't want to fuck on anymore. I'm old.
Yeah, but your mistake was buying Battlefield at all.
Why? Everyone's whinging about it. I played a match of it last night and had a great fucking time.
I'm completely done with all modern shooters. I mean, this isn't me taking a side in, like, you know, some convoluted fanboy war. This is just me being like, I'm bored of all modern shooters. In fact, I'm pretty much bored of first-person shooters full stop.
I must admit, yeah, the modern shooters with, you know, guns and all the Russians, well, you know, I don't give a shit. I used to play all the Call of Duties because they were very silly, and then they got very serious, and I just haven't played one for years now. And then it's all this free-to-play shit, and there's a lot of games like that. I can't remember the other. Halo's just come out, I don't give a fuck. But Battlefield, for me, has always got that spectacle, and even if it's messy spectacle, it's still spectacle. So this one's got, you know, 128-player matches. And I love 128-player matches. I love watching, you're like, okay, I'm going to take this guy out, and then just like a fucking jet crashes into him. And I'm like, that was fucking amazing. It's just that stupid... And the game's really embracing the over-the-topness. It's wonderful. It really is it's silly and it's over the top. I think for people who play these games, I don't think they like it. Because they're like, oh, there's all these limits and all this stuff, and all you can't do this, and there's this progression system and this and that. And I'm like, I just want to boot a game up for a couple of hours.
You're going to love this, by the way. I'm about 80% sure that I just heard the doorbell go. And I'm 80% sure it's Dying Light 2 crap. I think it's another box of Dying Light 2 crap.
Go check. I'll hold the fort. I did at the start of the fucking podcast.
I think it might be.
Go check.
I think there's another box of Dying Light 2 crap going. I'm going to go check.
Yes. I would just quickly point out that I got a message from Matt saying, I shall be 2 minutes, and that was 9 minutes ago. This is such a demonstration. I feel really this is the first true to ourselves podcast. And I'm excited. Do we think, let's have a think now, is it going to be Dying Light 2 crap? I think it is. I think it's going to be some Dying Light 2 crap. I'm hoping. I've got some weird shit. I got a cardboard, like this big cardboard that was, oh my god, Matt.
So, you know, when you think about it, this is actually a really clever callback to the first episode of the podcast. It was completely intentional.
Hi, Matt. Are you recording? Otherwise, people aren't going to be able to hear you.
Of course I'm fucking recording.
You are recording?
Yes.
Good. Let's banana sync in 3, 2, 1. Banana. We're done. Right. John's gone off because his doorbell's gone and he thinks it's Dying Light 2 crap.
Oh.
Incidentally, you are 1 hour, 3 minutes late. Welcome to the podcast. I started it without you or John. I just started at midday.
Oh.
So John turned up like 10, 15 minutes late and you're an hour late.
Well, look. Well, no, sir. I've only overslept.
You know what? Fuck you.
I've only overslept things 3 times in my life, and 2 of them have been the podcasts now.
We're just not worth getting up for.
Oh,
Hey,
here he is!
Here
Here he is!
Hi, John.
It wasn't a box of Dying Light 2 crap, unfortunately.
Oh. Did you?
What was it?
I say, John.
Was it a hat?
Did you? I can't hear Matt. He's going. No. But John, did you get the laminated bit of card to announce a delay?
What?
We got a laminated bit of card.
I think it's got an email. Clearly, you're the new favourite.
We got this laminated bit of card. It was like, tune into this live stream. It's the live stream where they announced the delay.
Quite underwhelming.
Techland have sent us a lot of random shit, which is like this massive box.
I thought a box had just arrived because I knew I was waiting on another one. But no, it wasn't. It was something else, tragically.
John, is it a box within another box, but then another box, and inside that box is like a load of colourful confetti, which is where there's an aged envelope, and then when you open the envelope, it's just a bit of card telling you to tune into a live stream?
That does happen a lot. But what I did get instead the other day was Bethesda sent me, and the problem is, I don't know, it's a Skyrim 10th anniversary skateboard or snowboard. I don't know how to tell the difference.
Has it got wheels?
Well, no. But like, it looks like it's got like holes which you would use as guides to attach wheels. And I don't know whether when you buy skateboards, you just buy the board and then you do your own wheels.
You put your own trucks on it, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it might be a skateboard because the orientation seems backwards for a snowboard.
Backwards? Skateboards?
Full kickflip.
Wait, what do you mean backwards?
Like, the pattern, like, it's got a curve to it, right? And the curve, like, the pattern, the bit that says Skyrim and shit, is on the bit where the curve goes away. So, like, if it was a snowboard, the bit that had Skyrim written on it would be in the snow the whole time.
Yeah, that's how painted snowboards work.
Yeah, but then you'd never see that. But as a skateboard, it makes more sense for the nice bit to be on the bottom, because when you do flips and whatever, they'd be visible. You don't do that so much in snowboarding.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but a snowboard would make more sense for Skyrim, a game about snow.
It's possibly a snowboard.
But then the question becomes, why the out of all the things...
I mean, I don't know. I've not dug into all the new stuff they've just added to the anniversary edition. Maybe there's a skateboard now. maybe now, now it's not just, warrior, rogue, mage. Now maybe it's warrior, rogue, mage, or skater boy.
I mean, one of the
I would 100% specialise 100% in being a skater boy.
Do you think it corrupts your save? Like all the other mods, like every mod in that pack is doing to people?
Well, it hasn't yet, so who knows?
Oh my god, so many people, so many Steam reviews are like, I installed this and turned on the options, and then it corrupted my 100-hour save.
Amazing.
Dozens of reviews like that. It's excellent.
Well, we have already talked about this, Matt, so we're not going to talk about
Skyrim anymore. Yeah, we've
missed that. You missed me and John not understanding how bicycles work.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a real highlight.
Okay, you know what your punishment for being late, Matt, is you need to edit my version together into one that's actually good.
Matt,
like, cut out the shit where Dan just talks about stuff.
By myself, talking shit about the two of you, because that fits this the episode. It's the episode where you're both late.
I mean, John wasn't that late.
I was only 10 minutes late, but you could officially cut out Dan just talking to himself from my version.
Don't do it. Don't do it,
editing
Matt.
puppet.
Don't do it, Matt. Believe in the truth of the story that this episode is telling.
I was saying, really John, in the past decade, I've only overslept 3 times, and 2 of them have been for the PodCats now. Which...
You are repeating dialogue at this point as well.
I know.
Just saying.
My job was gone.
You're repeating points.
I wasn't here. I was opening a giant box that I thought might be a giant pile of crap from Techland.
Yeah, it's like...
Oh yeah, Matt, where's my go of Dying Light 2?
What?
Well, John's played it already.
Yeah, I bet
he went to an event.
Hours of Dying Light 2.
I told you about an event and you were like, I don't want to travel.
Ah! I fucking told you that's what would have happened.
Yeah, I don't want to travel.
Yeah, and we've already had this conversation, Daniel.
No, it was actually really good. They were like happy to pay for private cars to and from. It was really spaced out. They were taking COVID stuff really seriously.
Look,
well, why didn't they just send a code?
I did ask because it was a press event. I did ask them, right? Because obviously during COVID, all the press events went online, remote.
Yeah.
And I said to them,
I've said to other people,
why aren't you still offering that? Because we're still in a pandemic, but even not, it's just convenient because a lot of people just can't travel. Yeah. And they went, we'll look into it, and they never did. So.
I want to tell you something, by the way, Matt. I was DMing you about this during the event because it's now past the point of the the embargo, and they didn't tell me not to say this. So as far as I can see, it's entirely okay for me to reveal this, which is they did this event in this really big industrial warehousey space, clearly because they thought, okay, that's kind of it feels appropriate for a post-apocalypse parkour game. It kind of, big, it's slightly rough industrial warehouse. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So in the same way that Creative Assembly once hired out an old sewage works to reveal that the Skaven were going to be in Warhammer 2 without considering that sewage works might smell of sewage, which they did. So that was a fun event too. But no, they did this old industrial warehouse, and they set up, like, obviously then they brought in, okay, so we want to make the game look as good as possible. So they brought in 10 million of the highest end PCs for us who were all there to play on. Somebody didn't bother checking whether the electricals inside this big old warehouse were going to be able to stand up to this many PCs being plugged in at once. So about 15 minutes into us all starting to record, flump, power goes.
Yeah, but
power's gone.
That would have been a bit where you
goodbye recording that we've already done. So long, recording.
Is that better or worse than that one we did where we recorded for 3 hours and then they wouldn't let us use any of it?
Outriders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't let us not use it. It's that the recording they sent us was shit.
No, they didn't let us use it.
The shadows were weird or something. I didn't even see it.
No, here's what happened. Right, so in about half the recordings they did that day, there was a graphical error with the game where it looked like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all chalked that up to just it being being early in development.
It was like 4 or 5 months before the game was
yeah, and also we were doing it
understand.
over remote play, so we assumed. But the footage looked kind of shit as well, and I just chalked it up to it just looking a bit shit. But it turns out that's a graphical error, and then I got an email being like, "Oh, can you're not allowed to use anything that has the graphical error in?" And I went, "Well, the whole of all 3 of our footage is graphical error." And they went, "Oh, you can't use any of it then." And I'm like, "Oh."
Guess that was a waste of our time.
Yeah.
It was a fun game. We had a really fun video as well, because we got absolutely stuck on, like, the very first bit. We just kept dying.
Because we insisted on playing on normal
bitching.
difficulty rather than baby's first difficulty.
Yeah, and it was because we were just probably getting really bitchy at each other about it as well. And we were like, I'm going to take your chance, and then fail spectacularly. We just kept looping that. And it was really fun. And yeah, you'll never see that video, because... and
we've never played it since.
The footage is illegal.
I think I played it, like, a tiny bit. And it was like one of those games, like, it's fine. But I'll never think about it again. In one of those games, you know what, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to play it once, then I will never think about you again.
Like Back for Blood.
And then I'll forget about I'll forget which game it is too, because it's got a really generic title, like Outriders.
Shit, I've got a game for us to play. How many people do you think are currently playing Back for Blood on Steam?
Oh, God.
7.
Quite a lot, I imagine.
Oh, so
okay,
I'll
go for 600.
All right.
See, I didn't like it, but a lot of people do.
I think 600.
A lot of people do. It's on Game Pass as well, remember.
It is like in the middle of, it's the middle of the night in the US right now. And it's like early afternoon on a weekday in the UK. So it's not going to be huge. I'm going to say, 600.
I thought it'd be a lot more than 500-600, but let's have a look. I was thinking like 5,000. But
I think it's going to be a few thousand, yeah.
Let's have a look.
It's a quiet time.
Current players, 9,700.
Okay, I was a bit off.
You're a little bit off with that.
A little bit off. Only by a factor of 20.
Yeah, the same amount of people are currently playing Battlefield 1.
Oh.
Is that still popular?
I wouldn't say so.
I don't spend a lot of time in, this whole Steam analytics thing, so I don't know whether, 10,000 people concurrent is a good number or not. Is that a good number?
It's alright. It's not terrible. Stuff like, the new Battlefield's up there with 97,000 people. We've got whatever... Oh, Apex Legends. I could have read that. I've read that wrong. What's Apex Legends? Mm-hmm. That's got 200,000 people.
Honestly, the funnest thing about it is seeing games that you think that had a huge budget, and then, like I think after about 2 weeks...
Look at Outriders!
No, after about 2 weeks, the Avengers game only had something like 20 people. The Avengers game had like 20 people, 100 people, or something really pathetic after only 2 weeks launch.
The Avengers game is not on this list. So, Left 4 Dead 2, is it more or less people playing Left 4 Dead 2?
Definitely less.
Ooh! Wait, so who said less, who said more?
I said less.
I said more.
Because old game, even if good, still old.
Twice as many people are playing Left 4 Dead 2. It's doing way better.
Okay,
19,000 versus 9,000.
Wait, is it free?
Left 4 Dead 2? No.
Oh,
okay.
But that's an interesting statistic, because obviously Left 4 Dead's only on Steam, whereas Back 4 Blood's on Game Pass. So I imagine if you account for the Game Pass figures, which aren't on that list, I imagine it'd be higher.
But does that just count PC, or does that somehow also count console players?
The number that Dan's reading?
Yeah.
That's just Steam.
That's
just on Steam.
That's just Steam, okay.
Yeah, so
I just felt like seeing how it was doing.
it used to be more useful before all these other platforms appeared.
Fucking other platforms with their... we can talk... Matt, me and Matt are gonna happy to talk about another platform. Do you want to talk about Paramount Plus, Matt?
Wait, what?
Okay, do you know about this, John?
Oh, is this something to do with Star Trek?
Yes.
Sort of. So,
where Star Trek used to be in one place and now it's in another.
No, so Paramount, outside of the US, well, inside the US, they've been putting everything on Paramount Plus, all the Star Trek stuff. Outside
Does
the
Paramount
US,
Plus even exist over here? I've never seen it advertised.
no, they don't. So outside of the US, they've been working out a distribution deal for every Star Trek show individually, which is why Star Trek Picard and Lower Decks is on Amazon Prime in the UK, and where Discovery was on Netflix. Yet, Discovery Season 4 came out yesterday, and they were making a big deal out of it. It's going to be on Netflix. Anyway, they apparently had a bit of a falling out with Netflix, and the day before it was meant to launch on Netflix, they pulled the entire catalogue of Star Trek Discovery off Netflix, and worldwide outside the US, Star Trek Discovery will not be available anywhere outside the US until, like, April next year.
It's amazing. And it made me realise that the only reason I was watching Discovery still was the convenience of it being on Netflix.
Yeah,
It was like you watch it go away, you're like, oh no! Anyway.
I quite like the Paramount Plus homepage, by the way, where it kind of looks like, in order to hide the fact they don't have that much stuff that's particularly interesting, they've got, like, you know, a like collage of all their shows, but they've gone for really big tiles to hide the fact there's only about 6 of them.
No, here's the problem, Paramount Plus. There's a rumor that it's gonna launch like Peacock did over here. Now, I know neither of you know what Peacock is.
That's the one with The Office on, isn't it? They pulled The Office off of Netflix in the US to put it on.
It's like an NBC one, but Peacock in the UK is only available as an add-on to Sky.
Okay, but lots of stuff's only available through Sky. That's
no, but
not
not
like
through
all
Sky.
The HBO, all the HBO stuff's on Sky.
No. To be clear, it's not something that's available only on Sky. It's not like you pay for Sky or you pay for Now TV and get it. No. It's something you have to pay extra for, but only if you have Now TV or Sky.
Yes, like if you are buying an extra package on Sky, like the movies bit of Sky, which you have to pay extra for beyond the basic package.
Yeah, but
this is just an extra bit of Sky.
Yeah, which is annoying, because I don't want to have fucking Sky, because Now TV is a massive steaming pile of shit.
Claire was very much not fond of Now TV.
Yes.
Claire literally attempted to use Now TV to watch Game of Thrones, but I think gave up at one point because it was too bad.
It's a piece of shit.
I have a question about Paramount Plus. I've gone on the website to see the things that they're advertising.
Paw Patrol! Holy shit!
They've got great stuff like Paw Patrol Frasier, which you can buy all of for like 50p on Amazon. Mm-hmm. The Jersey Shore Family Vacation, but also...
Is that a movie? Is that like the movie they made out of Jersey Shore or something?
No, but
there's places of here I've not even heard of. I do not know what The Affair is. I do not know what 2 Weeks to Live is.
They've got...
Is Ray Donovan a person or is that a character?
I don't know. But they've got Camp Coral, which is SpongeBob, and the logo looks like it's pointing up and down. And I thought that was
looks like Baywatch below it. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was one big poster.
I mean, I quite like the idea of a Baywatch SpongeBob crossover. Now there's a show I'll buy Paramount Plus for. Also, Dexter, which I thought was over, and you could just buy a DVD box set pretty bloody cheap.
It's starting again, isn't it?
Yeah, Dexter came back.
Oh, it came back, did it?
Yeah, 10 years later.
Everything's coming back. They've just remade the 4400. No one's heard of the 4400 was one of those shows, sort of peak superhero stuff around Heroes, where we were doing sort of gritty superheroes, but they were actually good. First series of Heroes. But 4400
I was just about to say, Heroes wasn't good after the... In fact, even the first... Let's be honest. With the benefit of hindsight, even the first series of Heroes was mixed.
It was pretty good, though. It was good idea. I really enjoy Heroes. Not Heroes Reborn, where they kill off everybody. And they're like, oh yeah, any actor that didn't want to turn up died off screen. And you're like, oh, okay. I guess we're not going to save the cheerleader then.
I mean, Star Trek does that as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but they don't, like... So Claire, you know Immortal Claire cheerleader, she, like, died in childbirth off screen.
That strikes me as a thing she shouldn't be able to do.
Yeah.
Like, literally, her thing is she comes back if she dies.
Yeah, but they were like, the baby absorbed the power or something.
You know what? That's not a terrible hand wave.
But they
Of
yeah,
all
they
the
cut-
possible
it's-
hand waves, that's actually probably the only way that vaguely is okay to kill an immortal person. I'll give him that works.
But Sylar could have just scooped a power out of everything. There's so many. It doesn't matter. But 4400 was a show where all the people that have vanished and kind of mysteriously vanished across the years all come back at the same time in the same place. A ball of light is heading towards Earth, and it kind of like slows down before it gets here, appears above a lake, and then disperses, and 4,400 people appear on this beach, and they're all from parts of history.
I thought you were about to say in this lake, in which case, which is really unfortunate, because, due to the fact that from various points of history, several thousand of them couldn't swim. So
Yeah,
the
that's
aliens really fucked that up.
But then, then the mystery is, where do these people, why were they taken, where they come from? But then they start to develop powers. And so they basically just go, okay, go back on with your lives and disperse. And then they go, wait, shit, come back, you've got powers.
I've never seen this show, but what I'm kind of imagining in my head is, how the Suicide Squad, I think the first one, I'm not sure it was in the second one, did the dumb thing where every single person got their own little, hey, let's just stop and have a quick flashback and jazzy graphics saying what their abilities are. I want that to be done with the entire series just to be that 4,400 times in a row. And everyone's desperate for their turn to have the graphics.
That Suicide Squad thing is only in the first one, and it wasn't in the original cut, because that was done by the trailer people who did the trailer for the film, who the producers thought, that'd be fun to put in the film. So then they hired the trailer company to add that bit into the film.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Yeah, piece of shit.
I feel like 4,400 characters is slightly too many. And at some point, you just know there's going to be a big event that's going to kill 99% of them because you don't care about all 4,400.
Well, no, because they have it 3 or 4 key characters, and then they can do Monster of the Week with whatever superpower they need to track down, who's doing murders or doing crimes or doing something. And it's like it's like tracking down rogue superheroes.
So it's one of the 4,400 goes rogue. And this wanted to make sure they had enough just in case this got 10 series. But even then, I feel like they were over-optimistic with 4,400. I think the 440 would have still been optimistic.
Well,
even then, you've got Monsters of the Week to go for years.
There's a reason it's 4,400 people. It's very specific why it's that many people and why it's these people. And the show builds up to... It's building up to something special. There's a guy who has come back and he thinks he's Christ. Which he's basically, he builds a cult around himself because he's got these healing powers and shit. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's a good show. Anyway, they've remade it and apparently it's absolutely shit.
Mm-hmm.
Modern television. Because
they felt they had to one up themselves, so now it's the 44,000.
We're going to
need a bigger lake, says the poster.
Because nobody's going to watch the 4400. The 4400 ends on a cliffhanger. It got cancelled, irritatingly, as it was building to something good. But they work out they weren't taken by aliens, they were taken by the future. And the future is... People in the future are manipulating the past to try and stop something or some shit from happening. But the people in the present isolate the gene that gives them the powers and manufacture it and start spreading it throughout the world. So the series ends with basically anybody is able to get powers.
You think that would be quite expensive? They wouldn't just sell that for £5 at Tesco.
Or you die. It's a 50-50 chance if you get powers or die.
I feel like a lot of people are taking that gamble.
I'm taking that gamble, bitch.
I feel like a lot of people are taking that gamble.
Yeah, so it's a real interesting... I was like... And they were going to... Then the next series was going to be what happens if we do... a show where everybody can have superpowers. Then we'd start to get basically classism of, we're only hiring supers for this warehouse job because they might be able to lift more, and it starts to, you get a classist system, but it got cancelled. So.
Plus, the title stopped making sense when there weren't 4,400. In fact, in all fairness, after the first Monster of the Week, all of a sudden it wasn't. Now it was the 4,399.
Only if he got killed, and he did, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's so many
that's
shows
false advertising. The Advertising Standards Agency need to get on this shit.
That era of science fiction was so good, because you had stuff like The Lost Room, which is this 3-part or 6-part, depending if you watch it in America or Britain, miniseries. It's just one of the coolest ideas I've ever seen in fiction. It's a key. This guy gets a key that if you open any door with this key, it opens to this motel room somewhere in America, which is kind of frozen in time. And then if you think about any other door or any other place, you open the door and then you're at that place and you could use it to teleport. But all the items in the room, all the bits and pieces that were there, like a pair of glasses or a brochure or a bus ticket, all have superpowery things, but some of them are just shit. And it's just like these weird, like, it's almost like the object, and like working out how to use them is like a specific, like a puzzle sort of thing. But like there's a bus ticket that if you bap somebody on the face with it, it teleports them to this bus stop miles and miles, like it's just in this desert road in fucking Alabama or Texas or somewhere. You just go boop, and then they're in that place. And there's these silly powers, and you could like combine the powers and shit. And I'm like, this is amazing. And it was like 3 episodes long.
I want a game like that.
This does sound like basically like the Magic Key books, the Biff and Chip books.
Oh, I fucking love that shit, mate. Fucking love that shit.
They were by far the best Biff and Chip books when the Magic Key got involved.
Get
and all of a sudden, they weren't just learning about sharing or the importance of taking part. All of a sudden, it's like, now fucking time travel adventures. Now we've got to run from the Victorian child catcher. Holy fucking shit just got real. Fucking run, Biff, run! No, leave Chip behind, she's done for.
I like the one where they fought the Zulus. Anyway, it's...
I don't know whether you're joking or not.
That's how kind of a bit dodgy those books were. Well, did you ever see Threshold? That was a fun... No, Threshold's that episode of Voyager where they turn into lizards and go warp 10. But the actual TV show Threshold, which starred Brent Spiner, Data, it's good stuff. And I think Peter Dinklage, if I remember rightly. It was a show about an alien invasion. There's basically this boat that gets hit with this weird like 4-dimensional thing flies out the sky and does wiggly bits. And then these people start going a bit mad and zombie-like, and they start drawing this symbol. It's like imagine a swastika, but curvy and only 3 things. A bit like the Isle of Man. Just 3...
Wow, you just compare the Isle of Man.
I mean, it's a swastika with 3 things, isn't it? It's the same thing. But it's like this little... It's made of like... It's a fractal pattern, so it's big circle and it gets smaller and smaller, and it's a cool little symbol thing. But it starts appearing everywhere, and these people start getting infected by it. And it's this kind of fighting this infection and fighting this alien thing off. And it was so alien and weird, like, and plants started getting infected by it. And the show kind of, on the series ends where they think they've, like, made a breakthrough. And they're like, we're going to be fine. And then it zooms out and shows the city. And the lights in the city are the pattern to show, like, the whole city's fucking infected already. And then it ended and we never got any more episodes of it. But...
This does sound like a show where they started with, you know what would be a really good shot to end the first episode? What can we write that would make that work?
No, but the second series, because I talked to Brent, I met Brent Spiner and I asked him about this because I really wanted to know about it. He said the second series was going to be like Mad Max. It was going to cut to like 10 years in the future where Earth has been just decimated by these aliens.
That's just an unrelated show. This is just random shit that they've thrown together.
And it wasn't going to be called Threshold, it was going to be called something else. And it was like...
That's just a different show!
It literally was. It was going to be like 3 single series shows that make up one story that were entirely different.
It's not one story then!
That is one story. He's still telling the one story of these survivors and shit and how they beat back the alien invasion and reclaim the Earth. It's really fun, I thought. It's a cool idea.
Can I just address, though, Brent Spiner's not necessarily a mock quality.
Yes, he is. He's never been in anything bad. Don't you dare say Independence Day sequel.
He was the villain in Master of Disguise.
What's Master of Disguise?
One of the worst rated films in IMDb.
Oh, amazing.
Dana Carvey, who plays Mustachio Disguisey, and that's his superpower is that he can go in disguise.
What?
He does blackface.
Is that his actual name?
Wait, Matt. Rebecca's saying that Matt loves that film.
I don't... So, right.
Oh, yes! Well done, Rebecca! Beautiful thing there.
Rebecca coming in with the steel chair!
I was going to get on to that if you give me a moment.
Good God almighty, Rebecca with the low blow!
It's an objectively...
1, 2, 3! He's gone! He's gone! Rebecca is the new champion of the PodCats!
It's a terrible film that I like.
Silence Matt's mic, get Rebecca on here!
Yeah.
It's a terrible film that I like, and in said film, Brent Spiner plays the villain, and the gag is that every time he's on screen, he does a little laugh, and then he farts.
That sounds hilarious. That sounds hilarious.
Dana Carvey dresses up as a turtle man.
Do you ever see Rocket Man?
The Elton John thing?
No. The comedy starring that guy who was in stuff and then vanished.
What? No.
There's a comedy.
That sounds like that could describe a lot of shows and movies.
It was a film. It was a film. I think it was called Rocket Man.
There was definitely an Elton John film about the life of Elton John called Rocket Man.
Yeah, Harlan Williams Starred Harlan Williams. He was in loads of shit like Dumb and Dumber and Freddy Got Fingered and stuff like that, if I'm right. But so it's NASA's going to Mars, first human mission to Mars, and it goes. He's the software programmer for some of it, and he's like, oh, he's silly and oh, zany and shit like that. And he ends up going on board the ship. I can't remember why. And then he's on Mars, and he's and not an astronaut. He's really irritating. And it's one of those films that I definitely know I can't rewatch because I loved it as a kid. But there is a scene where they have to share air between them because they're on Mars and one guy's air pack fails and in this storm. And he farts, and the big air bubble goes really slowly between the two things. And I remember that being the funniest thing I'd ever seen as a child. And I just wanted to shout out to that film, the film Rocket Man, because it is an absolute undisputed classic.
You like a lot of weird shit, don't you?
Yeah.
I like spaceship. That was great. If you'd seen that when a kid, it was great. Like they lose the flag, so he puts his American flag underpants on the flagpole instead.
Is every joke pertaining to underwear, farts, bums, etc.?
Pretty much, yeah. Some of those films.
I feel like that doesn't start funny, but I feel like even if it somehow did, it gets old fast.
Yeah, Master's Guys, it really does.
I'm pretty sure. Apparently, it's a remake of the 1976 film *The Reluctant Astronaut*. Interesting. Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's something for you to go and watch tonight.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm not going to watch it again. I'm never watching it again.
I'm eating my edible eyes. Give me a moment.
Edible eyes?
I bought them at yours, actually, Daniel.
That's a bait. I'm not going to go for it. Oh, the sheep's eyes. No, I stole those.
No, they're candy eyes. They're like for a cake.
Oh, yeah, you went in that fucking Tesco and you bought edible... I remember that now. Cool. Hang on, let's have a see of the Rotten Tomatoes score of Rocket Man. What do you think it's going to be?
And then compare it to The Reluctant Astronaut.
It's going to be a big stinky pile of shit.
No, it's not. Oh, look at this, right? Look at this.
The problem is, it might have been reviewed by so few people that the only people who bothered to review it were the fucking weirdos who think it's the best film ever.
19 reviews.
Yeah, there we go.
Tracks, yeah.
So I was right. 100% fresh.
100% fresh. No.
Yeah, because it's nothing but the weirdos who bothered to review it.
It's
every sane person didn't.
It's got 25,000 plus audience ratings, so like people remember this film. It has a tomato rating of 21%.
Jesus Christ!
But the audience score is 72%, so it's hilarious. I can't rewatch it. I have very fond memories of it, but I know I cannot go back to it.
Yes, obviously, don't do that.
I'm never going back to it. I'm going to keep those fond memories intact.
No, watch it, destroy them, ruin your childhood. That's the only way.
Matt's trying to segue into the definitive edition, but we've already talked about it, so we're not going to.
After you're done with that, watch Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Can I bring one thing up related to the definitive edition? That isn't the definitive edition.
Yeah, but you don't. It's exactly the same. It's so terrible.
It was so breathtaking when I first saw it, though. The graphics in that film were insane.
It looks awful. Like, if that releases a video game right now, you'd be disappointed.
It probably does. I'm going to look it up. Fuck it. I don't have a huge thing.
It looks so bad.
Let's see.
I once saw a really good observation about Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within in particular, which is the reason that the bad guys are these weird ghost things is it meant they didn't need to bother calculating how physics or impact would work. Because things could just go straight through them and they could just go straight through things. So there was no need to calculate physics at all. So it made life much easier. It was the easiest, laziest way to do Aliens.
I'm going to say two things about what I'm watching right now.
Yeah.
One is it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But two, that shot underneath the dirt where it's like you see it from underneath where the dirt should be, but it's rippling. I love that shot. That shot's so beautiful.
No, it's not.
It is. It genuinely because it's like she's standing on dirt and then it does this like underground shot, but it's like rippling and it's such a weird science fiction shot. I absolutely adore that shot.
None of the characters have a personality.
No, that was my problem at the time. It was the world's dullest film, but it was quite fun. But I'm the world's dullest man, so. Did you say the word baboon? That's all I heard.
No, I said you'd like a lot of the shots in Doom for the same reason, but it is a dull as shit film.
Yeah, well, so was the original Dune and the book and everything ever to do with Dune. The only thing that Dune ever really gave us was the real-time strategy. That was kind of it. Because Dune 2 was the first real-time strategy, arguably, really. And that was a nice invention. I like the real-time. And honestly, my favourite real-time strategies don't really deviate very far from Jim 2.
I mean, do they at least have a plot?
I'll tell you, if on the topic of really boring, I'll tell you, I'm fucking obsessed with Only Connect at the moment.
That's just a good time. What you need to do is, when it starts, you need to fast forward to skip past Victoria's awful comedy bit at the start.
I always do, yeah. You skip about two and a half to 3 minutes into the episode.
The skill is, that me and Claire have practiced, is being able to press play just at the moment she starts introducing the team, so you've skipped the awful comedy bit. To this point, the show's so popular and cheap to produce, they don't dare kick her out, because it just works. And no one can stand up to her and say, Victoria, you're not a comedian. These bits don't work. You're not a natural comedian. Stop it.
I skip the team introductions as well. I don't give a shit. I'm there to answer the questions myself.
I quite enjoy the team introductions because, it's just fun to spot the people whose lives have been so boring that they couldn't even come up with one quirky, weird fact to share. Well, their facts just and he played the violin at school. It's like, oh, your entire life up to this point, your decades on this earth, you couldn't come up with anything interesting or fun or quirky that you've done in your life. That's really sad. So that's the best bit for me. Watching the people who literally have achieved nothing in their lives that's even interesting.
See, me and Rebecca were sat there, and Daniel comes out and goes, ooh, I found a show. And he puts it on, and it's the episode with Tom Scott on, obviously.
Tom Scott was on it, John.
What?
Tom Scott was on Only Connect.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, series 3, episode 4, I think.
So he shows us there, and he's like, oh, look, he's on. And then he stands there for the entire episode watching very intently.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it. I was like, oh, Tom Scott was on a game show. That's really fun. Because I've seen so many people like, you really like Only Connect. Even in the Discord and stuff, there's loads of people being like, you'd really like Only Connect. I'm like, I'll probably watch it at some point. And then I just saw a Tom Scott thing. I was like, oh, Tom Scott was on a TV show. That's a fun thing. I was wondering
why you were talking about this like it was a recent show when this show's been on for a decade.
Yeah, I'd never seen it before. Before 5 days ago. I'd never seen it before. This week I've watched 2 entire seasons.
Yeah, you just left it running, and me and Rebecca were sat there getting very annoyed because of all the awkward nerds being awkward nerds. It was really annoying.
And I'm there nailing the
between
questions.
the walls if you need to, because the walls are fun. You can play along more easily.
I like all the I like it all. I like being a dork. 3 now. I've got 5 points. 3 in 2 seasons.
Daniel.
Pretty fucking.
The problem that me and Claire have with this show is I hate the final round.
Oh, I thought I hate the final round for 2
reasons. I hate it for 2 reasons. The first reason is because I feel like so many points are handed out in the final round, it renders the previously entire bit of the show largely pointless. Because it hands out way too many points at the end. And 2, I hate it because I can't do it. Because my brain isn't wired to be able to insert missing vowels. I can't fucking do it. So Claire's much better at it than me, and she's very smug about that. So for those 2 reasons, it's objectively a bad round.
I can't do it. It's bad.
My dad enjoyed it. My dad's dyslexic as shit, and he really is good at that round.
Oh, you've been showing your dad. Of course, you've been showing your dad.
Yeah, on Wednesday I was really sick, so we kind of just vegged on the couch and watched Only Connect for an entire day, and we got really fucking good. My crowning moment was when the first clue was Generations, and I went, Nemesis, it's Star Trek films in order. And it was, and I was like, fucking look at me go.
I think a lot of the nerds, they don't take the risk. They're like, oh, let's have 5 clues before we confirm it.
It's only, you can only have 4 clues. And on the round that was, you can only have 3, so.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can either play it safe and get 2 points rather than 3, or risk handing a free point over to the opponent's team while getting nothing. I can see why you'd play safe when that's how the scoring works.
I wonder if there's a game online for it.
There is, or at least it used to be, because I remember many years ago, this was many years ago, you used to be able to literally do walls online. You could play walls together, which is really cool.
Oh, there's a website called PuzzGrid, which does appear to be...
That's just a rip-off. There used to be an official one. It was on the BBC website.
Why don't someone make a game, right? Not like the Bullseye game, but make an Only Connect and get Victoria Cora Mitchell to hit up with all the flapjacks and just do it. She can't ride a bike.
What?
Victoria Cora Mitchell can't ride a bicycle.
Oh, shit!
Does she have
right,
dyspraxia?
Fuck!
No, she just never rode a bicycle. She's really
I've got something incredible This is going to be...
And this is not going to be incredible. I'm warning you all listening at home now. Whatever this is, it's not going to be incredible. Lower your expectations accordingly.
This is going to be a first for this. I've put a link in. They've got, like... So people can submit their own puzzle stuff on this Puzzgrid thing. And there's a list there of the best. So I figured we could all do the same one if we do, like, the top one. We can do it now.
Nobody can see what we're looking at.
Yeah, but I could record it, and you can see me doing it, and it could be on the... even better, we could just read the things out, and we can see who's the best Only Connect.
Right.
Basically, I just want to make Matt look like an idiot.
It's much more difficult if you just read us 16 things.
It'd be 16 things, it'd be fine.
For fuck, Dan, this is... No.
Just gotta lean into it, John, I'll be honest. There's no point fighting it. I've learnt not to fight it. It'll happen even if you want it to or not. Better to go with the flow.
Okay, could you at least... Okay, Dad's literally sent us... I was about to say, could you at least send us...
the link. We're going to go for the top one. I haven't clicked it yet. Don't click it yet because it'll open, I'm assuming. 33156 is the number if you're playing along at home.
But surely if we just click the version you've sent us, that'll be it, right?
Well, no, that's just the best, and then it'll be... if you click it, I'm assuming the puzzle will come up. I don't know. Because I haven't clicked it yet, because I'm not a cheater, I want to prove myself here.
Okay, I clicked another one on the screen because it was saying ready. And
okay. Well, click on the top one then.
Okay.
I'm ready. Okay, so we'll have 3 minutes.
33156.
33156. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So what we're doing here, we're getting a grid of 16 words, 4 by 4, and there are 4 connecting categories across there. So we have to find the 4 words that match.
This is the worst podcast game.
4, 4, 4, and 4.
You're all right, Daniel.
What?
You're doing all right. How you doing?
I've just started taking my extra... I'm up 100 milligrams, so I've got a lot of pills in my body, and I'm not reacting well.
I feel like we should definitely work this together, because that's the only way this works as a podcast thing.
Okay, Matt, you read them. Me and John will think about it.
Okay.
Click begin
I've got
in
it here as
3.
well, so I'm going to open it too.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
Whale...
so there's obviously man. There's all sorts of mans.
Whale, hammerhead, sand, and
so those are
nurse,
thimble, frog, ant,
of
locust, super boil, iron, hammerhead, battleship, top hat, whale, blood, spider, boot.
I've immediately found, the man, it's spider, super, ant, iron. So those are just man.
Yeah. And
easy.
iron. Battleship, thimble, top hat, and iron are Monopoly pieces.
Iron's in the super. I've already got that group. It's spider, super, ant, iron.
Ah, shit. Boot then. Battleship, top hat, boot, and thimble.
Yep.
So iron, ant, super,
it made a noise.
spider, and then frog,
We just
locust,
said
blood,
not
boil.
iron.
What?
Iron's in the super group.
That was easy. This was supposed to be medium difficulty. I thought it would take longer.
What was in the super group?
What?
Spider, super, ant, iron. Man. They're the man group.
Yeah. Frog, locust, blood, boil was the plagues of Egypt.
Yeah.
Ah.
This is piss easy.
That was piss easy.
Wow,
this seconds. We're 3 people. We should go on Only Connect.
No, we shouldn't.
Yes.
No, we definitely shouldn't.
Look, we just did this in 2 seconds.
Yeah, but this was
less
piss
than a
easy
minute.
next to Only Connect. That was dumb levels of easy.
We could do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but
rated
it's
as the
harder
best
than
grid, not
that.
the- It was rated as the best grid, not the hardest grid.
Well, he said it was medium difficulty.
Yeah, we need to find what's hard difficulty, don't we?
Okay, click on the best again then.
We're displaying all levels of English.
Oh, look, there you go. Look, number 9 on the best is difficulty hard.
I was just going to sort by difficulty. I was. All right.
All right, this is...
No, there's Fiendish. Fiendish is the highest difficulty.
Well, I don't want to go up to Fiendish.
Yeah,
yet.
go up to Fiendish.
All right, fuck it. Let's find a Fiendish one.
Also,
then.
The top one in Fiendish all appears to be 2, 3, 4, 11.
The link you sent, Daniel, is the best in the US, not best worldwide or best.
Yeah,
in the
this is
UK.
a UK one too, so this is more appropriate for us.
Nice.
So 2, 3, 4, 11.
I'm just saying this now. If we get this, we're going on Only Connect, all right?
Where did you find that, John?
I just clicked on. I just filtered at the top in the bars to displaying the best Fiendish all.
I will be quiet for the start. Matt will read out the 16 things. You got to find the 4 groups that they fall into. This is terrible.
Find the fucking thing first.
Podcast
2, 3, 4, 11. Just
2,
enter
3, 4,
puzzgrid.com/grid/23411.
Okay. Right. 2, 3, 4, 11. 2, 3, 4, 11. 2, 3, 4, 11. Right.
There you
Press
go.
the page not found. Is there anything at the end of the link?
No, there's nothing.
No.
Is there a .php?
No. There, I've linked it for you.
There you go.
Oh, it's got a grid in the... Okay.
There we go.
Okay, that's. I'm a bit slow today. I'll be honest. I'm a bit slow. It's fine. Right. Fuck it. Okay.
Are you ready?
I mean, as ready as I'll ever be.
Go!
Oh. Go! Is that go or no?
Go!
Go!
Going!
Douglas, Washington, Holyfield, Hugo, Lewis, Gershwin, Orwell, Chaplin, Tyson, Lincoln, Harrison, Garfield, Foreman, Wilde, Taylor, and Bush. It's all names.
Okay.
All last names.
It's all
So
last
there's
names. That's
huge numbers of
fucking
presidents,
impossible.
fine. Huge number of presidents. That's a false friend. Don't do any of that. So you've also got authors in there. You've got Orwell and Wilde.
We should just try authors and presidents.
Huh?
Should we just try
Yeah,
presidents?
you get infinite lives until
There's
you
too
get down
many.
to the
I
last
think
few.
there's too many to try presidents, isn't there? There's a lot of presidents in there.
No.
That's the false friend. You don't want to start with that.
No, yeah.
Tyson and Foreman are boxers, aren't they? Who else is a boxer?
Yeah, the problem is the ones where it's literally all the
Holyfield.
same things are the most difficult. This is nothing but names.
This is nothing but names. This is impossible.
Because normally the way they do them is, yes, there's some overlap between groups, but there's still like one set of names and one set of this is a puzzle based
It could be presidents before a certain year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an idea.
It could be Lincoln, Washington, Taylor, and where's the other one? I saw another one. Harrison.
Could be. Click them. Find out. Click things.
Hmm.
Oh, isn't there Beatles? Isn't that the Beatles in there?
What?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Lennon's
There's-
in there and McCartney. Yeah, notably.
I don't know who these people
You've got
are.
George Harrison. What else have you got?
A foreman's a type of job, isn't it? A tailor can be a type of job.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're on to something a little bit there. Yeah, okay.
A chaplain is a kind of job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And-
true.
A Hugo is a type of job.
A bush is a kind of job.
A bush is a kind of plant. What if there's other plants in there? Lincoln Logs, that's a toy, isn't it?
Holyfield
Garfield's
sounds like it should be a plant, but probably isn't.
What else is a job? An Orwell's a job, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Everyone, a Hugo is an award. Do we have any other kind of awards in here?
I mean, if it could be words inside things, Gershwin has win in it, and that's often a way they do these things.
Oh god, this is impossible.
You often
love
do
it.
words inside. I'm just trying to find if there's a words inside things, and I can't see a single words inside things.
I've got 30 seconds left.
We all have 30 seconds.
I mean, Holyfield and Tyson are both fighters, and Foreman was a fighter, wasn't he?
Yeah, I've already got the boxers, but I don't think any of the others are boxers. I think this is very
Lewis?
fiendish because it's got lots of the fake ones.
Yeah, I just tried those four. That didn't work. There might be another boxer I've not heard of. in
C.S.
that list.
Lewis was
But
an
Foreman,
author.
Tyson,
Do
and
we have-
Holyfield are definitely all boxers, but I don't know. There must be another one I'm not familiar with.
Orwell was an author. C.S. Lewis was an author.
7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Nope, I failed on my screen. I have failed
Oh.
tragically.
No, we can't go and only connect now. Oh.
Okay,
It's
on the actual answers.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, the first group was Hugo, Chaplin, Tyson, Wilde.
Oscar Wilde, Oscar Hugo, Hugo Boss.
What's the link? We can still win what based on what the link
Tyson
is.
Fury. Tyson's what? Mike Tyson.
Entertainers?
Mike Hugo. Mike Chaplin.
And I'm going to say
Mike
entertainers.
Wilde.
I have no idea.
Oscar. They're all Hugo. They're all known by their surnames more than their first names.
I don't know. Give up.
Okay, I'm just gonna click. Wait, if I put it like more info. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yes.
Famous people who have first names present in the NATO phonetic alphabet.
Amazing.
Charlie,
Think
Mike,
we
Oscar,
deserve
Victor.
this.
Charlie, Mike, Oscar, Victor.
Oh my god, that's amazing! What? That link is amazing.
Okay.
Next one.
The next one's easy. That one we know. That's the boxers.
Yeah, Douglas,
Yeah.
Holyfield, Lewis, Foreman.
Yeah, that's boxers.
Yeah, it's got to be. Well, it's they're champions, aren't they? They'll
Correct.
be,
Yeah, but boxers was correct.
Mhm.
yeah, but they were specifically champions. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Washington, Gershwin, Orwell, and Bush.
They're all
Georges.
Sorry, do you want to say that one of you?
They're all
George. They're called George.
George.
George Orwell, George Washington,
That
George
was also
Bush.
correct.
Yeah.
And then the last is Lincoln, Harrison, Garfield, and Taylor, which are presidents.
Well, they're all presidents.
Lincoln was assassinated.
John Henry Harrison, was he?
Did he die? Are they ones who died?
I don't even know who Taylor is.
They might have been dead presidents.
They're all dead mostly, aren't
office.
they? Yeah.
Died in office. Died in office,
You see, we got some points at the end, because you get little points if you figure it out, even if you fuck it up while you're doing it.
That was amazing. I think we should now go. We got some points there, didn't we?
We just failed so miserably.
Yeah, but so did people in the fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, they generally did pretty well, but then that was fiendish. That was definitely harder than usual.
One
so
more.
many red herrings.
One more.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, hold on. Let's do a hard one. I think we're hard is our level.
Okay, we'll try a hard one. Fine.
I'll tell you what, though, because we're doing certain numbers, Matt can actually put these on the YouTube video so people can see them.
Yeah.
I'm not putting it on the YouTube video. You know why? Because this is mainly a podcast and most people will listen to it through the
Yeah,
podcast.
well, put a little bit of fucking effort in. You know, you were an hour late. Maybe put the little bit of effort in here.
Wow.
Didn't put the effort in setting your fucking alarm,
Yeah, might as well
did you?
just watch on YouTube. They're fine, so you just put it on.
Yeah.
Fine, Jesus.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 30437.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. The top hard one.
Okay, ready?
Right.
30437.
30437. In 3, 2, 1.
Go!
Spelling killer Nick Hornet. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Matt,
killer spelling
Okay.
bull, pinch, king, busy, break, love, net, jack, hornet, nick, ace, deuce, queen, and lift.
Okay, so there's
Jack,
Frost,
Queen,
there's Nick Frost
King,
and Killer Frost.
Jack, Queen, King, and...
Ace.
Is there Ace? No. I thought that'd be...
Okay, there's definitely tennis terms in here.
False.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
love, net,
Break, love,
deuce,
and ace.
Ace as
there
well.
are
Oh,
definitely-
there's so many red herrings in this one.
Yeah.
Hang on, so you can score an ace. Ace net, it won't be love. Ace net, was it juice break?
No, it's break, love, juice, ace is tennis terms. I've just got it.
Break, love,
Juice
Break,
and
love, juice,
ace
ace.
are
So-
all tennis terms.
Juice.
Yes, juice.
break, love, juice.
I don't play. I don't know what tennis is.
So Queen, Jack, King.
That's gotta be an unfair one right there.
Is that an unfair one? That's an unfair
Yeah,
one.
I think that's a false friend.
Lift, Pinch, Nick, and Jack are all steel. Yes, got it.
What was that?
Lift, Nick, Jack, and Pinch are all steel, to mean steel.
Oh yeah.
Killer Bee, Queen Bee,
Yep, Queen Bee, Killer Bee, Busy Bee.
Spelling Bee, and Busy
Spelling
Bee.
Bee. Yep,
Left with what was the last one? I didn't see what it was. We solved it though.
we got it. Yeah. So
Right,
yeah,
hard,
the
so
first
we
one
could
is
do
just, that's
hard.
just tennis terms. Yep.
So
The second one
Hornet.
you got-
the last
yeah.
one was Hornet, Net, King, and Bull. Bull. Hornet, Net, King, and Bull. What was that?
There's the
gonna
more
be then?
info button.
Yeah, but don't do it
Yeah,
yet.
we want to. Yeah, we want to see if
we.
we can figure it out without being told, because you can still get a point for that later.
Yeah, Hornet, Net, King, and Bull.
Are these maybe something to do with a card game? With a king? Nicknames for something? Is
Oh,
there a
that's
word
difficult.
inside, or are they all anagrams for something? No, bull's not going to be an anagram for anything.
Internet? No, no. Netball, King Ball, no.
King Ball.
King Ball.
best.
Ball.
The best. No, I don't know that one.
What is that? Hornet, Net, King, and Ball. What puts those words together?
I think it must be I don't know, something I'm not familiar with.
Hornet and Net have both got netting.
Mm.
Oh, shit. Oh, the clock's still ticking down. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it's not. It should
I
be.
mean,
Hornet, Net, King, and Bull. Horns? Things with horns? Spikes? No.
Oh, for fuck's sake! No, I gave up and looked. You're not going to get it.
Oh, I'm
It's a
not going to get
fucking-
it.
it's
Now it's a challenge,
It's
isn't
an
it?
gonna get
American.
overlooked
It's
well.
an America thing. You're not going to get
no,
it.
there's no way. There's literally no way.
Oh, I do know what it is.
What?
It's basketball teams.
Yeah.
It is. Is it?
Singular versions of NBA teams.
I know this because of the Bulls. I saw a hoodie that somebody had on the Bulls, and I got confused, and I thought it was the Rock, and I have ADHD, and that kind of gets stuck in my brain. And it's the LA Kings and the Bulls NBA teams. I don't know what Hornet or Net is though.
There's something Hornets and I don't know, like the. Yeah, fuck it.
The Net Ballers. I was right with ball as well.
Hey.
Hang on, wait. So then you put, what's the link? Do you have to type it in?
Yeah.
I think if you type in, I assume like, if you get close enough, it gives you a point or something.
Correct. Oh, cool. Steal. I'm typing them in. I want to get the 10 points for this one.
Wow, you're gonna make sure that it's written down.
B. Yes, I do. And then I'll put NBA probably. Yeah. So is it singular versions of NBA teams? Oh, okay. Quality 5. Difficulty. I'll give that a 3. 4. Give that.
That's cute.
I got distracted by that. Yeah, that's how my brain works. That was fun. I like that one. That's our difficulty there, because you have to think. It's not too easy, it's not too hard.
Mm-hmm.
It also helps that we have to make sure that British ones, well, because your American ones are going to get fucking...
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
that was amongst the British one, but it started dumb American thinking it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's common. That's not... It's not uncommon knowledge.
Yeah, I saw...
NBA teams?
Yeah, it was in Primark that I saw the hoodie I've now remembered.
Yeah, like
So
it's...
in a
I'm not saying
Primark.
it's not... I'm not saying it's common knowledge, but it's not like it's something you'd only know if you're in the US.
Yeah,
A
well,
lot
I
of
haven't
reasons
been
you'd know.
outside in 2 years, so am I supposed to know what's in a shop?
Yeah, but also
You
you're
should
like
go
the
to
poshest
Primark
man I
more.
know. John's never been to Primark.
When I was a student, I most certainly did. That's cheap
Oh.
shit right there.
Oh.
That's where the good stuff comes from.
Your fucking
Once
silver
upon a
line
time, they
socks.
did some good white linen shirts there.
Oh, God.
Christ.
For like £5 each. They didn't last very long, but
And
you
now
know,
John
they'll
buys
do.
his white linen shirts from Flubbled Up and Buster, and they cost 70 billion pounds.
Yeah, Flubbled Up and Buster, though, they're really high quality. Buster mostly. When it was just Flubbled Up, it wasn't very good, but when they co-signed with Buster, that was... Buster brought in the good linen. That's what I like to think. In it, John, yeah, Buster brought in the good linen.
I don't know whether
Right.
you're making up words or not.
He's alright, he's having a day, aren't you, Daniel?
John's having a good time, I think.
Look, I feel like both of you are just something slightly wrong with you both today.
Okay, well, Daniel's on lots of drugs.
And I'm kind of like in a body snatch universe right now, where I'm just trying to, play along because I'm worried otherwise you're going to do something horrible to me.
Hey, John, what time did you get up today?
But actually, because we were streaming last night, I went to bed super late, so I didn't get up till like 10:30 or something.
What time did you go to bed?
I think it was about 3.
Oh, cool. I went to bed at 4 a.m. and got up at 9. Because I get
Oh,
up
that's
at
less
9.
good.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
went
enough
to bed,
sleep.
I went to bed at 4, and I set my alarm for 10, and here I am, late.
The exciting, sexy, glamorous world of YouTubers right there.
Yeah.
What we all up doing? Fuck all.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I have spent a lot.
I wasn't doing fuck all. I was up late because I did like a 4 or 5 hour live stream. Then I had to
No.
have dinner. Fuck you.
Oh.
I sent Matt a message saying I probably won't be able to do the podcasts, not feeling well, and then
The
redacted that.
podcasts. That's what
podcast.
happens if I'm in control of them. From now on, they are not the podcasts. They are the podcarts. Possibly even the
That could be our
podcasts.
kart racing spin-off game, the podcasts.
The podcarts.
Oh,
Also,
yeah,
what the fuck happened to our intro
Sorry.
song? We're supposed to have an intro song.
Okay, well, Dan Bull
What
was
happened
like,
to
I'm going
that?
to do one, then didn't hear anything.
Well, fucking yell at Dan Bull till he gets it done.
Look, it's fine. I'll make an intro song. It'll just be the community song, but with all of us going ba 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 ba.
Do we need to do
like
that
acapella.
now? Will that save you time down the
Yeah,
line?
let's do it now. Ba 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 ba
I don't know what your community song is, so I'm just doing my own thing over here. I'm just going podcast.
PodCats! Beautiful.
Oh dear.
That's now the theme song. That is now the theme song of the podcast. Just podcasts.
You
That's
want to know
it.
something fun?
Yeah.
Only Connect currently has open
Oh, for
auditions
fuck's sake!
and
I thought we'd
applicants.
escaped.
It has open applicants until the 28th of November, so I'm going to email and get an application form and apply, all 3 of us.
We're not going on Only Connect.
I'm not going on any connect. Fuck you.
I need to
We are YouTubers
Sorry.
who have
Can we just
combined
illustrate something
3.5 million subscribers.
Daniel, you will not travel for any reason pretty much. And, there's been many opportunities where you could easily, if you wanted to, go on Task Smash and no, but only Connect. You're like, yeah!
I just think we might
developers flying you out, developers taking you to big sites and giving you a digger and letting you smash stuff, meeting Jeff Goldblum, fucking going on a roller, going to fucking a random place in America to see what Fallout 76 is doing. No, that's all not enough.
Plus, they gave me some really nice burgers next to the pool.
But I can play games here. I can't play only Connect.
There's an owl.
Oh, yeah, can you get in a digger and smash things in your house?
Yes. Easily. Call up the digger guy.
Like a big digger, like a full-on big...
Yeah, call him up.
Call them up.
I think we'd be really good at only Connect as a team. What would we call ourselves? The PodCats or just like the idiots or something?
Podcast.
Probably some pun based on tube.
We could call ourselves...
The Tube Bros. Like...
The Tube Bros.
Do any of you live in London? No. Well, I'm not seeing the connection there. That'll be a joke.
The Tube Bros. It's so bad. I'm almost down if we get. I'll do it on condition with the Tube Bros. Because it's such a bad name.
Okay, so I'm gonna add us, and we're gonna go on Only Connect, and we're gonna be the worst team ever.
I don't know, something like we could be deliberately not work, like turtly tubular.
I'll tell you what. Oh shit! You know what? If we went on Only Connect, we'd be like those people who went on Robot Wars with a robot made of like balsa wood and glue, where its weapon was a spike.
The thing is, that didn't happen.
It did happen all the fucking time in Robot Wars. They got annihilated, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, the very first series of Robot Wars was run by just a robot that had a sensible shape. And that was it. What was it called? Roadblock. Because back in those days, robots were all so shit that basically a robot that was, one, didn't break down, and two, was a vaguely sensible shape was just able to win. Then good robots started being made, and Roadblock was destroyed and never heard from again. And just retired in disgrace.
We're going to be on Only Connect, guys. I'm doing it. We're a team of three. It's a team of three show.
We're the fucking Deator of Only Connect.
We're the Deator of Only... We can dress up in Deator, like red and...
We should just be Deatube, wearing horrible red jackets.
We could just... No, we'll call ourselves Deator. We'll just burn. We'll just crash.
The Deators. That probably belongs to somebody. The owners of Deator probably took out the copyright or something.
They probably didn't. That robot was made on a very tight budget.
It was made slightly of wood, you're not wrong.
You know what's happening here, though? You're actually seeing one of those beautiful moments where Matt's going quiet because he's trying to work out if I'm genuine and he has to be worried, or I'm just being a silly dickhead.
No, I'll be honest. Here's the thing. Even when you are genuine, you usually forget within a week.
That's why I want to send the application now and get that application email.
That's a good defense mechanism.
Yeah.
If neither of us mentions it for the next week, it'll just never come up again. Brilliant.
Genuinely. Yeah. He'll be like, I've got a brilliant idea. And I'm like, yes. I'm going to do this thing. I'm like, okay. And then I never hear about it again. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, normally you're like, look, a squirrel. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, what have you done this week? Oh, I've written a film, Matt. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, oh, I'm going to sell it to the business. And then I never hear about it again. And then I'm like, where's the film? He's like, oh, we dropped it down the back of the toilet. Something like that. It's like, oh, what would you... I dropped the script down the back of the toilet. And now it got flushed away. And I'm like, oh. And that's how Flushed Away...
I wrote the original script for Flushed Away.
Sure.
Yeah, and then that's where... some of those ideas bob back up. That's where NerdCubed Flushed came from.
I forgot about that one.
Deep cut. I did a deep cut of my own stuff there.
That's a good one. I found one of those pictures the other day in a drawer. Not one of the ones I threw in the toilet.
I was about to say, you probably should have thrown those out, Matt. They're a bit pooey. Oh, shit, hang on. Just a quick round of applause, if you will.
Uh-oh, what for?
Just a quick round of applause.
Yeah, yes.
Matt has now been on the podcast for 1 hour.
Yay!
Matt. I like to think, look, I haven't done it this season. I felt like I had to, just out of tradition.
Season?
Yeah, this is season... Technically it's season 2, but it's also season 4 and also season 3.
Nice. So. This is PodCats Flux. That's what it's called. I've called it Flux.
Oh, at least I've not been watching Flux. My day's much improved by that.
Fucking hell, man. That most recent episode. It's the lowest rated audience appreciation episode ever of Doctor Who. The general public have never hated an episode more.
I don't
Like,
want
I generally was thinking, like, at the beginning of the place, okay, should I maybe dip my toe back in the water on this occasion? And then I saw what I was like, no, it's fine.
Okay, I don't watch Doctor Who, yet when the first episode and the third episode aired, I was at Daniel's. And both times, I sat there, especially at the third episode, I was sat there across from Dan and Rebecca, and I wasn't even looking at the show, I was just looking at their faces, and I could just see the sheer kind of angry disappointment in their eyes.
The word is disgust.
Yeah.
That's what
I've just dropped Arachnids in the UK. I dropped below a threshold of interest I could continue, and now it needs something to be quite good for me to win me back.
Well, unfortunately, I started a fucking podcast about it, so I'm stuck watching the fucking thing. Otherwise, I would not be watching the fucking thing.
You've never dropped a podcast before. You've never dropped a podcast before.
No, but I like talking to Mike Bithell.
This definitely isn't the third attempt to get the podcast.
Mike Bithell, throughout that entire podcast, he's gotten. At this point, right, Mike records it on his phone in shit quality while getting a beer from the fridge. Like, this is a level. Mike has given up.
Mike was like, one day I want to work with the BBC, so I'll hold back on these comments. I'll give those comments to you. And now, like, Mike's like, yeah, let's kill Chibnall.
I like the scent. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
Very.
And I'm not. I'm just saying I'm at the consistent chaotic level. I've just realised the grid that I linked you. It actually shows you a picture of the grid. That's cheating.
That's nice.
It's cheating.
There's
you
a
can
thing,
look at it
right?
on the clock.
For when Daniel goes and records that podcast, it's like me and Rebecca are sat there, and occasionally we'll hear from like through the floorboards of just screaming.
And that's Mike coming through my headphones.
Oh my god, literally, and honestly, it adds a lot being with Doctor Who fans. While shit Doctor, every time I've tried to get back into Doctor Who, I fell out of it when Russell T Davies sort of left. I tried to get back into it with some Matt Smith stuff, which I hated. Then I was like, oh, it's Peter Capaldi. And then I watched like 3 episodes, and it was the fucking Forest one and the fucking Moons and Egg one. I went, this is shit.
Oh, no, not the mysteriously pro-life episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, and
that
now...
was fucking weird.
Now I've been brought back in unintentionally with Flux, which is also shit. I keep being brought in at bad times, is what I'm learning.
Yeah, but when Russell takes over, that's the good time again, right? We're all agreeing that it's going to be fine again. It's going to be great. Back to the way it should be. Good fun, big characters, bold, good time.
I don't know who was expecting, like, Chibnall to be good, though. Like, given he's never written a good... Like, before he took over, he hadn't actually written a single good episode.
He wrote Countryside of Torchwood, which I quite like.
Yeah, but he also wrote Cyberwoman.
Yeah.
He didn't write Cyberwoman. He was the producer of Cyberwoman. I've literally got the wiki page open right now with his full little writeography thing.
Writeography.
Oh no, sorry. People say, oh no, but he was the writer. He didn't get to design it, but he was actually the producer, so he's involved with the taking off the. Yeah, that looks fine.
So horrifyingly, looking at the episodes he wrote for Doctor Who before he took over. The best one's probably 42.
No, Power of 3 is the best episode.
No, Power of 3 is awful.
What? Power of 3 is great.
Power of 3 meanders around fucking nowhere for 30 minutes, and then there's a resolution out of fucking nowhere that does
the whole point is it is meandering around, and then it's like waiting for the attack to come, and it takes years. It's wonderful.
I fucking hate the Power of 3, because the concept of, hey, what if the Doctor was stuck just, he couldn't just skip around in time, he actually just had to wait and experience life as we do, is kind of an interesting place to put the Doctor, because you can tell a really interesting story, but it says, ha ha ha, let's play it off for laughs, and then accelerate to something interesting happening, so we don't actually see any of that.
And then it sets up the end of the world with the tally and all these things that are happening that we thought was going to be Chibnall's big thing, but it hasn't come back yet, so...
I mean, Hungry Earth and Cold Blood are both pretty poor. Dinosaurs on spaceship's poor. I hate Power of 3. Right, 42 is just a middling, sort of okay-ish episode, and that's the best we've got.
The Power of 3, I've just Googled it, because I had, this is where I didn't watch Doctor Who. Why are all the pictures of blowjob, like, doctors?
What?
Googling now. Google this.
3.
Well, it's like a lot of doctors.
I don't remember that bit about the mysterious boxers.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
These two people in scroll.
Did you look up the porn parody The Power of Threesome by mistake?
No, it's the two people.
Oh, the aliens with the scary mouths. The
blowjob mouths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Sex doll mouths.
Where are
It
they?
worries me that you kind of see a weird, scary, distorted alien duck face.
Sorry.
And your immediate response is, I bet I could put my cock in that.
Sex dolls are one of the most ubiquitous things in pop culture. And that is exactly what I imagine when I think of a sex doll. It's like,
Matt, they've got little bars in their mouth.
hang on.
They've
When
got
Matt
little
imagines-
bars.
I can't see them. Oh, they do.
when Matt-
If I zoom in, I can see them. There you go.
When Matt imagines a sex doll, he imagines a dude
A
in a nurse's
short-haired
outfit
man looking really angry in a hospital gown,
holding a needle.
holding a needle.
Look.
That's
Look, Matt, I'm not in a kink shame, but I'm
No.
going to shame your kink right now. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Look. Sometimes a man just wants to fuck a alienness.
Oh! That should be our team
Meanwhile,
name. Power of
back in the house, Roy's like, what happens if I put my cock in the box?
three. Oh, God.
Oh,
mean,
that solved everything!
People
Hey!
have definitely asked that question. Genuinely.
Nobody wants to be called the Power of Three. I think that's a cool team name.
Yeah. Two bros are just two bros just sound so uncool.
Two bros hanging out.
Sitting 3 feet apart because they're on only connects. Fuck it.
Yeah, and that's the rule. Probably the more recent series are socially distanced. I wouldn't know.
Is it still Victoria Cora Mitchell? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be Victoria Coren though.
Oh.
And someone told us she could do comedy at the beginning of each show.
Honestly,
Yeah.
being on Taskmaster has really endeared me to her, I'll be honest.
Oh, I adore her. I think she's really fun.
But
You
in
know,
like
I
this
found
really
something
awkward
really
art way.
interesting. Completely unrelated to this. I found something very interesting.
Uh-huh.
The oldest video on Avril Lavigne's YouTube channel is
Sorry,
not her first single.
That just took a swerve.
It's Skater Boy. It's Wes. She doesn't have It's Complicated uploaded on her channel at all, which makes me think she might possibly. Does she hate
That's
complicated?
a question.
Yes.
Why are you
What
on
the
Avril
fuck?
Lavigne's YouTube channel?
You doing?
I was
In
just.
order.
I can't remember how I thought. I was just curious. Avril Lavigne. I wonder what the oldest video on Avril Lavigne's YouTube
So
channel.
why
is.
would you
Live
bring that
performance
now?
of Skater Boy.
We went from blowjob mouths to Avril Lavigne.
Ah, that explains it.
Hashtag relatable. Yes.
You're like
If she didn't
45
want to
years
be
old, John.
accused
It's
of
not
being,
right.
if she didn't want to be accused of being a clone, she should have aged in the last 20 years.
Into
It's terrifying. She still looks the same.
why
This is why she's a clone.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Avril Lavigne. You have a lot of strong
Thanks for,
feeling in Avril Lavigne.
thanks for the Levine update there, John. That's the Levine corner.
I'm just going to quickly search on the page. Does she just not acknowledge the existence of cock? Wait, hang on. There's one mention of it.
You just say, does she not acknowledge the existence of cock?
Of Complicated.
Complicated.
Song.
You don't
No,
finish.
she does, but she only uploaded it many years later.
Oh shit,
Okay.
look, I'm on her Facebook and she's changed her relationship status with It's Complicated to It's Complicated.
That was flimsy.
Hey, look, if
That
John's
was
allowed to go off on a
flimsy
random
as
tangent,
fuck.
I want to go off on a
I've
random
been
tangent.
podcasting for way longer than all of you. I'm exhausted.
No,
I
right.
find it really weird that girlfriend is 12 years old.
Look,
I would have said that
here's
was
Your
what I wanna talk
girlfriend
about
is
briefly.
12 years old, John?
No,
Jesus
listen to
Christ,
I
here comes
demand
Operation U-Tree.
satisfaction.
Like, what?
I don't know. Look, right?
You were just yelling shit. I was doing a joke. I've
No,
tried
fuck
some.
you. Fuck your jokes. Right, so, okay, I know you talk about
See how you
GE.
edit my videos. You do not like them, do you?
I know you talk about GE already, but here's something related to it.
Uh-huh.
Right. I tried the Xbox version.
Now I've decided
Of what?
not to listen. So, what else we
what?
got to talk to
it's
this
not
week?
about GE. It's not about GE.
Of
yet.
Avril Lavigne?
I'm going to somewhere
Yes.
else, Daniel. I
Show
tried
runs
it.
at 30 frames a second.
I tried it using the you know the fucking
But she is
Game Pass
backwards
Ultimate
compatible.
streaming. I tried it using the streaming thing, the Xbox streaming thing.
Streaming
You
thing.
can still run It's Complicated on the Xbox with backwards compatibility, but you have to your PS5 you can't run Skater Boy. It's fucking nuts.
Oh, you actually no, you can set it up on the Xbox. It's true, but it is complicated.
Hey!
I'm gonna do that joke so many times.
Wow.
I managed to get Avril Lavigne jokes into the podcast. Life is happy
It
now.
wasn't a smooth transition, I'll be honest. What's Avril Lavigne doing?
I work about. I just think about this on a day-to-day basis. Keep a
course
very
I do.
close eye on Avril
every
Lavigne.
morning. Every morning.
One
you
day
wake
I'm
up.
going to marry her.
Ah,
One
does she
day.
know?
No.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Claire.
Huh? Claire will understand. If the opportunity came up for me to marry Avril Lavigne, Claire would understand.
Why
I
do you have to
think.
go and make things so complicated, John? That was good.
Really,
John.
don't do the complicated joke again. Go for a different one.
Fuck
Yeah, I
off,
feel like
Daniel. You don't have the copyright.
The problem
on
is, I don't think Matt
complicated
knows that many other songs of
What
Avril
the
Lavigne.
hell? That was one, right?
There was also
Yeah.
I'm With You.
Oh my God.
you could
Yeah, but try and
have
put it
gone
into
for-
context of a conversation. You got to try and slip them in.
Hmm.
So, Matt, when you're gone, I wish you were here.
Oh.
So that's.
But now,
even for
I'm
you,
with
that's bad.
you.
Even for you, that's bad. Which is saying something. I think we should end on that now. That terrible.
Wait, hang on.
terrible
We don't
note.
have an intro yet because you weren't fucking here.
Yeah, we do. It's going to start with me talking.
No, it's
We
not.
are
Your
losing
version can
grit
start
on
with you
this
talking.
podcast.
It's
Mine's
gotta
gonna be
start
like
somewhere.
mine's
I
gonna be
will
like
figure
10
it
minutes
out.
shorter. Mine's gonna be
podcast
10
has
minutes
slipped away
shorter.
from us.
There's no
It's
just
another
one
one.
I will
talking to
do
yourself for
something
10
with
We're
it.
going to
minutes.
keep
I will
holding
make it
on. That's
good.
another one.
Fuck it, I'm just doing it now. Good afternoon, ladies
No,
and gentlemen.
this is
I'm John
bullshit,
Trevor,
John.
and welcome back to the podcast.
Boo!
I don't even know what you're chanting.
We're booing you. No,
I
this
thought they were
podcast
saying
starts
Joan.
at midday. I was told it starts at midday. I started it at midday.
I was
This
here at only 10
podcast-
past midday because I had to
this-
set up my new computer.
I
This
was
podcast starts
asleep.
at midday. So at midday, that's when I started. It's going to start. Okay? That's the opening, and this is the closing. You can all go. You're excused. Class dismissed. Goodbye.
I feel like it's such a shame you didn't enter an Avril Lavigne joke.
Oh, fuck. I was going to, and I forgot you. Fuck.